Tayo din.
Oo nga eh, nakamute ako kanina, nag-unmute na nga muna ako, kawayan ko, para kami mga zombie. Lang Morgan at saka ni Mamits. Kakabol. Ay, so...
Last Saturday, nag-attend na kami. Ang kasama ko lang yung mga department heads. Sinama ko sila.
Saan?
Dito, merong isa pa eh.
Okay.
Pero ito yung parang mas sa atin, focus sa psychology. In a way,
Indonesian sila.
pero may mga guest ding ibang parang ma-benchmark din natin paano yung ginagawa.
Mahusay naman yung kanilang speaking
Hindi lang
skills.
sila as sa English, pero okay naman. Mostly mga graduate students. Sabi ko, instead na graduate students ang isama ko, di tayo na, di ba? Naka-certificate pa tayo.
In what time kasi to?
Hintay-hintay siguro, alam mo naman.
Hindi, hanggang anong oras kasi siya?
Half day lang. Hindi, half day lang hanggang 11.
Mabilis.
Talagang tayo na yung nagkwentuhan.
Nakamute nga kami lahat kanina, nakawayan lang kami.
Hindi naman nila tayo maintindihan.
Nag-unmute na nga ako. Wala pa rin na kaya ko iba. Kain tayo. Sagis. Katabi ko dito sa work area ko, mga pagkain yan. Pag linisin ka ako. Nalalanggamin ako.
lang din.
Establish a vigorous, pure, and convenient atmosphere to boost creativity and productivity. UMM is also committed to open more green spaces by growing a variety of trees and flowers in every corner of the campus. UMM has achieved an outstanding acknowledgement from many associations, one of which is from National Board for Higher Education Accreditation for institutional accreditation with Ben A. In addition, UMM was awarded the Most Excellent Campus for the category of University in 2008-2016 by Cooperative 7 of East Java. UMM received international acceptance as it attained Asian Energy Award in 2009 and 2-star predicate from QS Stars World University Rankings in 2010-2011. UMM has also been an associate member of ONQA that is centered in Bangkok. The UMM Laboratory has successfully achieved the accreditation of ISO 9001 and ISO 17025 in 2008 from the National Accreditation Committee. UMM students come from any part of the nation and other countries. The students are the inspired generations that aim to excel in their programs of undergraduate and postgraduate studies. UMM's 10 faculties over 56 study programs. Each faculty is equipped with a comprehensive laboratory that is located in the Central Laboratory of UMM. The Central Laboratory has been qualified to conduct laboratory testing for either external, company, or other universities' uses. The Faculty of Islamic Studies, the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, the Faculty of Political and Social Sciences, Faculty of Law, the Faculty of Economics and Business, Faculty of Psychology, the Faculty of Agriculture and Animal Sciences, the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Medical Science, the Faculty of Health Science, Directorate of Postgraduate Program. The learning activities of UMM are monitored through a mechanism to guarantee the sustainability of a qualified higher education that is supported by representative facilities, such as library, mosque, student center, student dormitory, reading corner, information technology, meeting hall, theater, canteen, campus lake, and sport amenities. To add, UMM has also set up several business units, namely UMM Inn, UMM Dome, UMM Bookstore, UMM Hospital, UMM Gas Station, UMM Garage, Micro Hydro Power Plant, Sang Surya UMM Apartment, UMM Farm Center, and Sengkaling Tourism Spot. The facilities are the income center used to uphold the university operational expense in order to minimize the dependency from student admission fee. The business units might be possible to be an applied laboratory for students and can also help to create entrepreneurship. With a great enthusiasm to become a leading university with international credit, UMM has actively encouraged all campus elements to allow international partnerships. There have been notable MOUs made with international stakeholders in study program, faculty, and university level. UMM has as well regularly organized international conferences and seminars in collaboration with some abroad universities. Among others are consortium of 22 universities in Australia, an Australian Consortium for In-Country Indonesian Studies, consortium of 33 universities in Asia and Europe in Erasmus Mundus and Erasmus Plus European Commission, Peace Corps, BGP Dutch Engineer, Al-Haramain Academy of Saudi Arabia, Korean Energy Economic Institute, Chemco Korea, Temasek International Foundation, Confucius Institute of China, Sakura Foundation, and any other representatives of neighbor countries. UMM is challenged to synergize the human resources that are high in diversity by student coaching program. The programs are designed to upgrade the students' potential, skill, and characteristics. In early college period, students must participate in a program of shaping the characteristics and leadership. Devoted to nation, UMM has started to introduce a pattern of campus self-contained energy for the last 10 years by setting up a micro hydropower plant. The pattern was then implemented more widely to construct micro hydropower plant of Sumber Maron and Karangsuko Village, Malang Regency, in cooperation between the Faculty of Engineering of UMM and Sumber Maron Foundation in 2009. Today, with sufficient support of electricity, there are more than 4,000 water pipe connections installed in the neighborhood. In 2016, UMM has transformed a slum village into a tourism village named Jodipan, a village of colors. The program was performed by the students of Communication Science Study Program in cooperation with Indana Paint. This change has manifested a positive impact in a way that the villagers can now maintain their area cleanliness as well can improve their economic condition due to the increasing number of people's visits. At present, Jodipan is a new icon of Malang City. Since 2006, UMM has actively been involved in the revitalization of protected forest and national conservation of Bromo Tengger Semeru in partnership with PT Toyota Boshoku through JIFPRO, Japan International Forestry Promotion and Cooperation Center. The revitalized area, with the participation of students, lecturers, and local community, has now been 165 hectares wide. UMM always performs dedication for the nation, carries out energy with devotion for the sake of the progress and prosperity of Indonesia. UMM, from Muhammadiyah for the nation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Bu Isnati, sekarang ini sebagai Kaprodi Magister Psikologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Malang, merasa bangga dan bersyukur karena telah menjadi saksi sejarah mulai dari Fakultas Psikologi berada di kampus 1, kemudian kampus 2 dan sekarang di kampus 3, dan sekarang sudah berusia 34 tahun. Semoga dengan usia yang sudah 34 tahun ini Fakultas Psikologi semakin bisa berperan di masyarakat, semakin maju dan akan semakin berkibar di dunia internasional. Sekian, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Samsul Arifin, Wakil Rektor 1 bidang akademik dan pengembangan Islam kemuhammadiyahan Universitas Muhammadiyah Malang ingin menyampaikan selamat milad ke-34 bagi Fakultas Psikologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Malang. Saya senang melihat perkembangan, melihat kemajuan dan capaian yang sudah ditorehkan, yang sudah diraih oleh Fakultas Psikologi dalam usia yang relatif muda sebenarnya, yakni ke-34. Beberapa kemajuan yang bisa diapresiasi antara lain psikologi semakin diminati oleh masyarakat, banyak mahasiswa yang mengambil studi baik di tingkat sarjana maupun pasca sarjana, baik itu sains maupun profesi di Fakultas Psikologi dan Direktorat Pasca Sarjana Universitas Muhammadiyah Malang. Kemudian Fakultas Psikologi juga mencatat beberapa capaian lainnya yang perlu disebutkan, misalnya sudah bisa berkolaborasi dengan perguruan tinggi di dalam negeri maupun di luar negeri, di kawasan ASEAN, di kawasan Asia, dan di kawasan dunia lainnya. Kemudian juga berjejaring, berkolaborasi dengan lembaga, baik yang ada di dalam negeri maupun yang ada di luar negeri. Dan capaian yang ingin diraih oleh Fakultas Psikologi pada akhir-akhir ini adalah ingin memantapkan sebagai fakultas, sebagai satu institusi akademik yang bisa merambah ke dunia internasional, antara lain dengan pembukaan kelas internasional. Selamat ke Fakultas Psikologi yang melaksanakan milad yang ke-34. Sukses terus dan mudah-mudahan semakin mantap berkiprah di dunia internasional. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat milad kepada Fakultas Psikologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Malang. Mudah-mudahan Fakultas Psikologi semakin maju, semakin internasional dan memiliki reputasi yang baik. Saya kira sekian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat ulang tahun Fakultas Psikologi tercinta. Mudah-mudahan tambah maju, tambah dikenal di seluruh dunia, mahasiswanya semakin berkibar dan semakin bernasib baik. Dan saya sangat bangga banyak prestasi yang diraih, tetapi terus tingkatkan terutama untuk kepentingan go internasional. Psikologi harus bisa mengikuti perkembangan zaman. Psikologi harus selalu bisa memecahkan masalah yang berkembang di masyarakat. Dan tentu saja harapan kita semua psikologi UMM tetap jaya. Selamat ulang tahun.
Belajar di Fakultas Psikologi UMM bukan hanya sekadar bernarasi, namun berkontribusi nyata bagi masyarakat yang selaras dengan filosofi UMM, dari Muhammadiyah untuk bangsa. Melalui slogan terbarunya, Applying Psychology, Welfaring Humanity, menjadi harapan bagi psikologi sebagai ilmu nyata yang dapat diterapkan untuk menyejahterakan kehidupan manusia. Visi dan misi Fakultas Psikologi UMM menjadi pusat psikologi terapan berbasis nilai Islam dengan rancangan kurikulum yang membekali mahasiswa dengan keterampilan untuk menyelesaikan masalah manusia dalam berbagai setting.
Fakultas Psikologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Malang tahun ini genap berusia 34 tahun dan sudah lebih dari 15 tahun kita terakreditasi A dan hingga saat ini menjadi satu-satunya fakultas psikologi di Kota Malang yang terakreditasi A. Di tempat ini kita memiliki visi sebagaimana bisa dibaca di sini, Applying Psychology Welfaring Humanity, di mana mahasiswa bukan hanya belajar memahami psikologi dan kemudian menarasikannya, namun lebih dari itu, mahasiswa di sini ditempa untuk memiliki kepekaan dan empati terhadap masalah manusia di sekitarnya, dan kemudian memiliki antusiasme serta keterampilan untuk menjadi bagian dari solusi yang memecahkan masalah kemanusiaan itu. Mahasiswa psikologi UMM bisa memiliki pengalaman bersama partner-partner kita baik secara nasional maupun internasional. Dan salah satu prestasi yang membanggakan untuk tahun ini pula, kita akan pertama kalinya membuka kelas internasional Fakultas Psikologi Universitas Muhammadiyah Malang. Jaya Psikologi UMM.
Mahasiswa diajarkan konsep dasar psikologi, asesmen psikologi, kemampuan intervensi, hingga melaksanakan training. Untuk menunjang penerapan kurikulum psikologi terapan, Psikologi UMM memiliki satu laboratorium akademik. Salah satunya terdapat Laboratorium Psikologi Terapan Industri dan Pendidikan yang dapat membekali mahasiswa dalam berbagai kegiatan mulai dari rekrutmen, seleksi promosi, analisa jabatan, maupun training di sebuah instansi. Fakultas Psikologi UMM telah terakreditasi A sejak tahun 2006 dan memiliki kerjasama dengan universitas di luar negeri untuk memberikan kesempatan bagi mahasiswa terlibat dalam kegiatan internasional. Menjadi mahasiswa psikologi UMM tentunya dipersiapkan untuk lulus dengan kompetisi unggul di masyarakat. Ayo menjadi bagian dari keluarga besar psikologi UMM. Psikologi UMM, Applying Psychology, Welfaring Humanity.
Applying Psychology, Welfaring Humanity.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon you. I would like to welcome all of the participants from all over the world who come, who join, who participate in our international online workshop, which celebrates our faculty birthday, 34th birthday. I am Ahmad. I will be the moderator for this morning. I would like to welcome especially those from Malaysia Science Management and Science University, Malaysia, and then Bulacan State University, Philippines, and Asia University, Taiwan. Okay, today we will discuss a topic. We will work on a topic which is handling pandemic positively. In this workshop session, we have two great speakers. One of them is not from Indonesia, and the other one is originally from Indonesia. We have Miss Sona Minashan. Am I right? Okay. Miss Sona will bring a topic about integration of internet technologies in overcoming community needs assessment during a pandemic. Ms. Sona came from Armenia. She's been here for many years, I think. almost 3 years. Yeah. So I think she can speak in Bahasa or just a little bit. And then we have Dr. Siti Suminarti Fasika. She is our Vice Dean of the Faculty of Psychology, University of Muhammadiyah Malang. She will bring a topic about emotional management strategy during pandemic. Before we begin, I would like to ask, how are you, my speakers? Are you feeling well? Are you feeling good? Okay, can we start now? All right, thank you very much. Well, for the first speaker for this session is Miss Sona Minashan. Okay, the time is yours.
Well, yeah, I guess you can hear me. Good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi semuanya, all the participants and the guests. My name is Sona Minasyan. I'm a social worker. I came from Armenia, a Republic of Armenia. Currently, I'm an intern in OMM, the Faculty of Political Science and Social Science as well. And today we are going to talk about this pandemic and internet technologies as well. How can we find out all these social needs of the network and online communities, and how can we handle it? We will talk about some research as well. But from the beginning, I would like to ask you, could you please switch the page as well? Next slide. Thank you. Okay, the topic is integration of internet technologies in overcoming community needs assessment during the pandemic. But before that, because today we are going to have an interactive webinar, we could say. So I would like to ask you to participate in a small game. Could you please change the slide as well? Yes. So let's make our own personal coat of arms. Lamban, yes, if I'm not mistaken, Lamban Saya. We can name it Lamban Saya. So in here, we have several questions. A very simple question. Who or what do I look like? What are my interests and what are my dreams? Saya mirip atau terlihat seperti siapa atau apa? What are my interests? Ketertarikan saya, and what are my dreams? Mimpi-mimpi saya. It's an easy game. We will send you the link now. And we will. I would like you all to participate and answer those questions so that we could get known with each other, that we could see who are our participants. It's very interesting because I asked several people already, and we know that someone likes Harry Potter. Well, let's continue. And I would like to ask Mas Bintan to send the link as well. Send the link of the coat of arms to the main chat, or maybe I will make it as well. Let me do this. Maybe we will need just 3 minutes, 3 menit saja ya, karena ada hanya 3 pertanyaan di sini yang very easy one. So I think it's gonna be easy for you to answer for this question. Well, you can check it in your chat. You have already received it. I hope everyone can open it. If someone, ketika ada orang yang tidak bisa membuka, bisa menulis di chat saja ya, mengirim pesan di chat saja, so that everyone can see. Could you please, apakah semuanya bisa membuka? Mungkin bisa menulis di chat saja ya. So we can know, we can get known if you can open it or not. Because because we can open it, we can share it, but I have got already 11 response, and because we have only limited time, so there are several people who look like so Hermione as well. We call her Germiona in my language. It's very interesting. I like that. So someone looks like her mom, and someone looks like just like herself. Pandemic special needs children, yeah, and therapists for my friends. I can imagine how I look like a teacher and a mom, and I look like myself. I'm very happy for these answers. Thank you for participating. And what are your interests? I will just randomly read it. So anything related to the art and developmental disabilities and psychology, everything that is passionate with, that you are passionate with, or human behavior or wellness. And what are my dreams? To be researcher. I really, really hope that you will be a good researcher, successful researcher. Help more people become a great psychologist, to be a good therapist, psychologist, finish MA degree, leave a fine legacy, and have a happy and healthy life, and musician, businesswoman. Success, all of you. I'm really, really desire for you to have these, to reach and to achieve your dreams. So let me represent what exactly I answered in here, which is a little bit funny because what do I look like? I wrote an apricot. I don't know, it came to my mind, and later I understood why. You can already. And then my interests are identification of a social need, learn to cook Indonesian food because I stay in Indonesia and I would like to learn how to cook the Indonesian food as well, and reading classic novels. And what are my dreams? I wrote hope that there will be no need to identify social needs anymore. I hope that no one will need any issue, no one will have any issues or any social needs anymore. So why did I choose an apricot? Because maybe during this pandemic, I locked down in another country, in a foreign country for me, and I started to miss my family and my home as well. So apricot is national symbol of my country. So that's why I put the similarities between me and apricot. It was a little bit funny. Well, let's continue. Let's get to the topic. Could you please change the slide? That was the apricot. If you don't have in your country, especially in Indonesia, I didn't find any apricot. So nowadays, it is almost impossible to find a person who doesn't know what internet is, but nevertheless, there is a confusion about the definition about this term, yeah, internet term. And many people think that World Wide Web, WWW, is the internet. But what about, email, which is a part of an internet as well, or some applications of the smartphones and the tablets, which are also the part of the internet. So there is another question. What exactly is the internet and what are its characteristics? Yeah, what are its features? And the most importantly, do we have an internet official definition? Yeah, we can send you the second link. I promise I will not disturb you anymore with the links, but we will send you the link and try to answer these questions as well. We have just 5 minutes in here. And later I will try to read your response. And thank you for participating. Thank you for your answers. It's very interesting. If you have further questions about your answers as well, you can freely ask me later. We just have 5 minutes. The questions are, what is the internet in my opinion? How can I define it? And what are the features or characteristics of the internet? I hope that you have already opened the link, that you've already received the link. We have already got a response. I will try to read it for you. Maybe during the way, we will continue our session, and please continue to answer this question. Yes, maybe 5 minutes is not enough, and because we have limited time, so please continue to answer the questions And I will continue to talk about our topic. So, well, could you please change the slide? The next slide. So we have got in here a definition, a possible definition, because we can find varieties of definitions about internet, and we are not sure that we have got official definition as well. So in short, I can explain it as the internet is a global information system, which is characterized in three statements. The first one is the use of internet protocol. And the second one is also TCP and IP transfer, data transfers. So what does it mean? It means that TCP and IP, they are the standard internet communication which help them, which allow them to connect the computers, digital computers from the long distance. Could you please change the slide as well? So what is, there are some small information about the history also, changes seen across the years. So it's an amazing one because email came, it was invented in 1998. And also the messaging and chatting from 2002. I don't know if you have ever heard about Orkut, Orkut Rocks or Orkut of Google. It was from 2007. And of course, long-lasting Facebook, which is from 2008 until till now. Continue. Well, so social needs. It is known that social needs play a significant role in the hierarchy of needs. And social needs usually include a person's need for communication. There are 7 social needs, yes, in here. Communication, popularity, domination over the people, person's need for work, the need for leadership and the recognition, socioeconomic activities, and belonging to a certain group. We are talking about a certain online groups. Well, now I will show and represent you one by one, detailedly, all the research that I have done with the Academy of Social Entrepreneurs in the Republic of Armenia. Could you please change this? So let's do some research. The research was conducted in 2020 during the pandemic, and with the cooperation with Academy of Social Entrepreneurs. Thank you. Well, so this research consists from 2 parts. The first part is just level category questions, just 2 questions, and rest are about social needs. So the first one, we can see the purpose of using the internet. What can we find? That people use this internet to search for information. And the second place is for the communication in social network and social media as well. And of course, the third one is trainings, including distance learning. We just finished our research. We understood that actually the semester will start from September. So we have got trouble right now just because these trainings, and including distance learning, is on the 3rd place. Meanwhile, from September, all these statistics will be changed because people will start their learning process. So it's going to take much percentages. Please continue. So the next one is what kind of internet users you are. The question, the responders answered, mostly they are ordinary users. So now we know all the criteria about our respondents. Let's start the real research. Could you please change? So the impact internet on communication, yes? Today people spend more and more time in virtual communication, reducing live communication with each other, with other people. And at the same time, according to our data, every fifth respondent never feels a need to communicate through the internet. Yeah, every fifth respondent never feel the need to communicate through the internet. And this group includes mostly 36 until 45 years old women, as well as service workers. It can be the transportation and other services. On the other hand, 14.5% of our respondents showed a certain kind of the dependence and constant needs to communicate through the internet. And in this group, there are mostly under 16 years old people and over 55 years old people as well. And there is a largest number of school children who need to have a communication online, and these are every seventh respondent. And in here, of course, we put something, a quote about the internet communication. The internet has brought communities across the globe closer together from instant communication. So Mike Fitzpatrick, who was the representative of the USA. Could you please continue? The second one is the influence of the internet on the perception of danger and risk. So the internet should be the safe place. Actually, the internet should be the safe place where everyone can communicate, share and exchange the information or learn and study, but without worrying about the safeness and security of their personal data. But modern realities are such that there is no confidence in the security of the internet. And the respondents, they are aware to put their private information in the social network as well, or social media as well. So 77.5% of the respondents noted that they will not post any important information about themselves in a social network. But at the same time, only 13, but there are still people, yes, respondents, 13% of the users were completely open for their informations because they believe that they have nothing to lose. We are not talking about it's safe, but we are talking about they have nothing to lose. That's why they can just share it. And also we have, also there is an interesting fact that the men are more prone to the panic about possible leakage of their personal information than the women, and also young people under 16 years old. And on the other hand, the most concerned, according to our data, are the unemployed and freelancers. And as you see in the graphic, we can find out that 32.5% of the respondents think that there is a risk, there is an urgent risk about psychological internet addiction and gadget mania. It means gadget addiction. And the second place is development of the technologies of manipulating people's consciousness. And the third place was 15.6% information war. Could you please change the slide? So in here, we will focus about gadget addictions, or as I mentioned before, gadget mania. Yeah, so the problem of gadget addiction has common root with such common disorders as obsessive compulsive disorder or even the gambling addiction. A person thinks nowadays that a new gadget is a path to success. So it doesn't, this is not a question, but this is a rhetorical question. Yeah, a new gadget is the path to success. And the race for modern technology already begins in here. And it became for us not enough to have just a new gadget, but at the same time, we need a better gadget compared to the others. This is the issue. This is the main issue. And it's ironic as well. The problem with the gadget addict is that like most people with mental disorder, we are not aware of this addiction. We don't accept this addiction. And the most fashionable device already became a norm for us. The problem of the internet addiction or gadget mania or gadget addiction is more relevant to the female. Yeah, from 45 till 55 years old. And in another hand, yes, 45 till 55 years old women and men as well are least concerned about this addiction, but maybe the answer is they are less dependent on the internet and gadget as well. So among them are mostly the housewives, which are 55% of our responders. It means the average of the data set is 25%. So let's continue. Let's continue. And the next social need in here is the influence of the internet on the feeling of power and domination over the people. So and there is an interesting fact, because before doing this research, many people can think that people need this power, the feeling of the power, the domination over the other people. But as you see, 62.9% of the respondents answered it doesn't interest them at all. That's amazing. But anyway, a number of researchers, they believe that each person has the opportunity to become a leader, a global leader here. Yes, international global leader, and feel superior to the others. But the internet facilitates the unification of the people, of the varieties of the communities, and provides the endless opportunities for them for creating an international community. So community members are provided and have gotten an opportunity to access and participate in the community life, online life, and keep up to the date connections. So up to the date, it means the modern nowadays connections. So at the same time, but anyway, at the same time, 1/5 of the respondents, they mostly prefer the methods, the traditional methods of the communication, which is quite interesting. So the first place, 62.9% of the respondents are the people who are not interested of being powerful leaders and dominance among them. And the second place is 18.3. They seldom remember their superiority over the internet. That was an amazing answer. That was an amazing data as well. So could you please continue? Thank you. So the influence of internet on belonging to the particular group. It is relatively easy and to find people with similar interests, to find the people with similar worldview on the internet. Yes, and internet communities are gradually beginning to play a tangible role in our life of a person, of a society as a whole. And examples of these internet communities are wikis, are forums, are chats, and social networks, and online games as well. In here, you can see the most of the respondents answered that sometimes they can scan the communities of interest where they can communicate. This is the fact that people are trying to find the similar interests, the other people similar interests and worldviews as well. So the next page is about the impact of the internet on work. Because of the pandemic, you know, even mostly because of the force majeure situation as well, we are not staying at the workplace. We need to stay at home, lockdown for many months. Until now, even because, for example, in my country, we have already a black zone, so people are staying at home. So in here, we can say anyway, there is a huge differences, yes, but several months ago and even now. So today, many people cannot imagine their professional development without the internet. It is impossible for them. So it is used during working hours to solve a variety of daily tasks, or to work even online, or to do some webinars like we are doing right now. Thus, the majority of the respondents currently use the internet in their professional activities. This is the result, yes. And as you see, if you read the presentation as well, you can find out the facts as well, yes, with the percentages. Let's continue. The next one is the internet, the impact or the influence of the internet on the socio-economic activities. And thus, after analyzing the data, it should be noted that the online payment system are increasingly becoming our everyday routine or everyday reality. So electronic payments save the time of the consumers as well. And nowadays, it is very suitable and comfortable to use the electronic payments as well. And socio-economic activities of users of the internet, in our opinion, will only just increase, even after the pandemic as well, because we got used to it already. The next page is about the influence of the internet on popularity. As you remember, we were talking about superiority of the others. So the popularity has got the same answer. This question doesn't interest the people, the respondents, I mean the users, the internet users. So today, in order to be a popular one, to be a fame, sometimes it is enough to just open an account, Facebook account, or another social media account, or to put some interesting videos and photos, and open a new social network as well. But not everyone strives to be popular or to gain millions of subscribers. After analyzing the survey data, it should be noted that at present, not everyone want to gain the fame, but the overwhelming majorities are not interested in such popularity. And however, we are talking about the old generation, yes, because the new generation anyway actively uses the possibilities of the internet in order to become a popular one. Perhaps this is due to the fact that it is sometimes easier to become popular on the internet than to compare with ordinary life. So we have got the first 41 and 7%, and then the next 36 and 30% that the people respondents are not anyway interested in. But again, I will mention we are talking about the new generation who are much more interested in becoming a popular one in the internet. The next page. The influence of the internet on the choice of services. As I mentioned about the work, currently more and more people use the internet to save their time and to save their money as well. And they can independently browse the events, order some food or taxi or tickets, or choose even the clinic or hospital and make an appointment with the doctor and pay for utility bills, and it's central. So we don't need to wait in the queue anymore. A modern person nowadays know how to value his time and his money, and actively uses various services provided by the internet. And as we know, because of the lockdown, people started to order the food as well, and those who don't have an opportunity to cook at home as well. Yeah, so this is a social need that is met with these social services. The next one is the impact of the internet on recognition. So you can find various results of intellectual activities. You can edit your electronic book, you can edit some articles, or you can send some invitations to the exhibition. You can send the invitation for the online theater, which is very modern and fashion now. In various online communities and social network, users can comment and can participate in the discussion with about the professional and interesting topics about, yes, and you can improve your rating in Express professional networks. So adolescents, mostly the adolescents that are very, very interested in participating in those kind of communities, international or online communities, and discussing about such topics. And there is another thing also, that entrepreneurs and freelancers, they often use the internet as a platform to promote goods and services. So this is a platform for your interests. This is a platform for the promotion of your goods and services as well. The next one is impact of internet on education. This is the last social need of the users, internet users. Of online communities, the impact of internet on education. That is increasing as well. Does the study show that education is currently a real sphere of the internet space? And educational sites, websites are in great importance for students, for the applicants, and for the administrators and teachers, and even the researchers. And this educational system, which will improve step by step, because of the current situation, it was unpredictable situation. Yes, so I hope that anyway the government and the educational department are trying to improve and develop this educational system, online educational system. And with the impact of the internet on education, we can say that we can satisfy our individual educational needs, and we can obtain necessary and gain the necessary knowledge in here. As a conclusion, I can say that the internet has a significant impact, yes, on the social need of internet users, and it can provide a person with an opportunity to meet their needs, meet their social needs. This virtual environment becomes a real sphere of the activities. Could you please change the slide? So because I know so many participants, they were trying, no, the previous one, they were trying to read the presentation and to understand, yes, exactly what I'm talking. I hope you could hear me and it's clear for you. I'm not sure that the microphone is working, but I guess yes, it's working. So now I would like to even suggest you to have some game. But actually, it would be great to have to do it standing way. Yeah, you could stand if there is an opportunity to stand, or even sit. That's still okay. So the relaxation game is about a relaxation exercise. So I would like to ask you to think about the things that bothered you the last previous several days, 2 or 3 days. Try to concentrate on one thing that bothered you, and please concentrate on it. Please be in that moment. I will give you just several seconds. Please think about that. Maybe right now you have dizziness or headache because you were trying to read and you sat so long in front of the screen. So please think about what was bothering you, what has bothered you, and stay in that moment. No need to close the eyes. Just think about this first. No need to write, and no need to write, and no need to note it. Just think and stay in that moment. And then Let's count until 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still stay in the moment. And now we will stretch all our muscles. Yes. We will try to think about this thing. Yes. The thing that was bothering you very detailedly. And at the same time, try to stretch all your muscles. Your feet, your legs, your belly, your back, your waist, your chest, your hands and arms, and the muscle of the face. All. And we will count until 15. Yes, think about that and I'm counting it. Yes, we will do it together. If you stand, it would be great. It would be easier for you. It would be more efficient. But if you sit down, it is still, we can manage it. We can implement it. And don't worry, no one is looking at you. If you don't want anyone to see you, you can just turn off your video. Okay. Now think about this and stretch all your, tighten, yes, tighten all your muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, as much as you can, like, relax. And yeah, release all your emotions, release all your bothering and negative emotions and negative thoughts. One more time to make sure that you really release it. One more time, tighten it until 15. And think about what you were thinking previous time. If you have a headache, think about why did you get that headache and continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Relax. Try to relax and release all your negative thoughts. Now, please, could you write down what do you feel now, and how was the before, and how was the during the presentation, and what do you feel now? You can chat. Yes, you can write in the chat. It's very interesting for me to see what has changed after this exercise, this relaxation game. We are still waiting. Yes, maybe for several minutes and. Thank you too, by the way. I'm very pleased. But we are still waiting for your opinion about the relaxation game. And I would like to see how do you feel now. Usually we repeat it several times, like 5 or 6 times during 15 seconds. So whenever you have any kind of bothering thoughts, try this exercise. It will help you. I'm sure it will help you. I hope that it will help you. Maybe just wait 1 minute. If there is no response, yeah. So it helps and you feel relaxed. Yes. The same as me. After talking for a while, I feel more relaxed now. Well, thank you so much. It is very useful. Thank you. Thank you too. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm very pleased, and maybe we will finish this session with me. And for further questions, I'm waiting for your questions. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Sona. A big round of applause for Miss Sona Minashan. Okay, so now we are going to move to the question and answer session. But before we begin, I think I'm interested in your question about what how we define internet. For me, to define something is to act on something. When you define things, then your perception and then your behavior, yeah, will go according to your definition of things. And for me, internet can be many things, yeah. But the most, I think, what I really believe, internet is the alternate reality. You know, it's another world. It's a place where we can be something that we want. Yeah, it's a place where we can have everything. Yeah, for instance, through the game to virtual lives, games. Yeah, something like that.
Even to be incognito.
Yeah, in that way. And also, I want to bridge this to the question from Anissa. Yeah, she said that in internet we can spread our ideas. Yeah, easily. We can make things viral as long as those ideas is great, of course. Yeah, and there are some ways to make it viral. But seek as how to prevent. Because internet is a place for many things, even opportunities for good things and also the bad things for criminal activities. What do you think? What we can do to prevent crimes in the internet world?
Thank you for the question. It was quite interesting and very important question. For the first, that's why I mentioned your subjective idea about the internet.
Yes.
Because even there is no the exact definition about the internet. So there is no an official one. Even if you find an official definition of the internet, is going to be different as well. Two official one and again different as well. So that was the subjective, yes, subjective, our own ideas, our own mindset about this, views about internet. About the security of the internet, I can give you an example. So what happened several years ago, there was a social community in Russian Federation, and they were working with children. So they were manipulating with those children and teenagers as well up to the suicide. What happened? Of course, they found owners, they found the inventors, this social community. They are in the prison now, and it spread to the other countries as well, as Ukraine, as Armenia, in my country as well. That we had already got this information, because this information got spread over the social network. We had already got aware of this issue, and we report on this social community, and they closed it. So we reported, and they already closed it, just because we got. So there are two types. Yes, there is a positive and negative part of the internet. The first part of the negative part was about to manipulate with children, to manipulate with teenagers. And the second part, to share this information about them and let them be reported already. So we can't predict it, but it is better to share the information anyway. But we were talking about the informational war as well, yes, previously when it was the third place of the respondents. So we can't predict it. This is a big issue nowadays, especially now when everyone uses an online, even for the classes and others, even for the webinars or Zoom, using Zoom, you can see so many situations where people just live their daily life and they turn on their camera, and we can't predict it and we can't control it as well. This is the reality, unfortunately. But we need to be aware, and we need to be very, very careful. And if happens something, we need to report it.
I think that means we have to be self-aware. Yeah, we have to be more conscious about what we do in internet, when we always have to be careful because anything can happen in the internet.
As for me, you can share all the information, your personal information that you want the others to know, but your private personal information that you really keep it, yes, you need to keep it yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Sona. And then we are now moved to the next question from Mardia. Yeah, so she defined internet as a privilege. She thinks that not every country has developed a good infrastructure for internet, and even not all people can afford to buy internet. They don't have the tools, they don't have the data package, yeah. And so there is an idea, there's a discourse that maybe we should make internet as a basic human rights. What do you think of this notion?
I'm very excited about this. That is a great idea. That is a great idea. And actually, even the represented you, the complete one is written exactly where are the respondents, rural areas or from the cities or urban cities. So you could even define and find out the answers as well, but I didn't manage to give so much details just because the time wasn't enough. So I was giving the general information, but that was a great idea. I totally agree with you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss.
Thank you.
So that's Mardia. Sona agree with you. Okay, now it's my personal question. Yeah. What do you think of the case of George Floyd, which just came about 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago? You know, they used the internet to organize the movements, to make the movements go to the next level, yeah, from the local level to the international level. It's not just a death of one person, but it's also a humanity issue. What do you think of this?
From meso level to the macro level, yes? So in 2018, in my country, it's going to be a little bit political one, but there was a demonstration up to the revolution. We call it Velvet Revolution. There was no violence. There was only Facebook. We used Facebook, we gathered, and we did the revolution in my country. The president and the prime minister has changed. So this is what we did, yeah? And this is a powerful tool. But there is a danger as well. This is a powerful tool to manipulate people as well. So nowadays, we are facing the other kind of the issue. Again, the same way we are getting already into the real war. So this was again, thank you for this question, because these are issues that we are not aware to, we are not managing to resolve it yet, to solve it yet, just because it is very difficult to take under the control. But in one side, again, in a positive way, you can use it. Yes, you can use it in a positive way. But of course, it depends of the privilege of the people. So there are some organizations that can, of course, destroy or manipulate them. So even getting to the revolution and feeling secured and very, very safe already, we are still facing these problems, these issues, because nowadays we are too much into the Facebook and too much into the social media, and we are getting manipulated and brainwashed as well.
Thank you so much, Sona.
Thank you, sir.
All right, now we move to the next question from Solika. So we have a big problem because in this pandemic, we need to integrate the world of teaching, the life of teaching to the internet. But the problem, not many teachers has the knowledge, has the understanding, has the capacities to incorporate the internet to their teaching process. What do you think that we can do to solve this problem? Should we make a big mass workshop for these teachers, or what can we do?
It would be great to have a workshop with them as well, but it should be regularly. So we need to make it regularly, because in one session they will not learn. Yes, as we didn't learn how to use Zoom in one session. We tried many times. We found out how to change the background, how to, I don't know, chat or open the link or the others. So we need time. So they need time. And the second one, because I'm a social worker and I used to work in inclusive schools as well as a social worker. What do you think about the inclusive, inclusive schools? We manage the psychologists, social workers, and the professionals. Yes. So, what do you think to have someone who can help those teachers in the particular school, who will be responsible for teaching them these skills? So this is a social work as well. We can help them. Why not? We can try it. No need to gather them in mass way, and they will feel even sometimes shy to show up that they don't know, they don't have these skills. Why? If we can just manage a small group discussions with the social worker or with the person who knows digital
So we can do it
technology
in offline ways, but
Yeah,
in a small
even-
group and aware of the health protocol.
Yes.
I think that's a great idea.
Even with the calls as well, no need even to meet because pandemic, but you can just call and explain. It's very easy to explain nowadays, even with using some applications.
All right.
I think they can use it.
Thank you, Sona. Okay, now it's the question from Putri. Yeah, I think it's also things that bother me so much as a social scientist, when I know that the most efficient way to get data, to get observation reports, it's from using Google Form or any internet-based survey methods. Yeah, but the thing is, not many people want to fill the form, or most of them maybe not fill it correctly or sufficiently. So then, when we get the data, it's not represent what's actual, what is actually happening. Yeah, what do you think the ways to improve Indonesian awareness to participate in filling the assessment survey?
I guess it depends on the seriousness. When it is a game, no need to feel yes, no need to all the participants to need to fill these forms, Google Forms or this survey, because it was a game. Yes, even if you can't have an access, we can write down in the chat. So maybe people are a little bit shy as well, and they think they cannot or they will not understand, or maybe because of the language as well. But at least you try, which I'm pleased about. At least you tried, even if it's not correct, you tried. But there are many varieties of having this quantitative research. So qualitative, we can use the qualitative one. We can have some interviews. We can have open questions. So there are many techniques. For today, we had just a game. So don't be concerned about that. I'm very happy, and I'm really happy, and I really appreciate that you participated, and I appreciate for this question as well. So if we see that the respondents don't respond, we can use another technique. We can just make some calls. We can meet and have an interview. We can send another type of the quiz, or we can send some information only, or even chat with them. So there are many techniques.
How do you think of, sometimes we use like, if you fill this survey, you are eligible to get 50,000 rupiahs.
That's new for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
But it's a gamble, yeah. Not everyone can get 50,000, but you have the opportunity to be elected to get the 50,000 roulette. Yeah.
We use it in social psychology as
Oh, yeah.
well. This is a technique also for the workers, especially if you want them to be more enthusiastic. You can just make some bonuses or add the salary for 1 month, and it really helps motivate them. So this is a motivation for them.
Yeah, I think it's okay as long as we have the money. Yeah. It's a problem if we have no money for that. All right.
You will ask for donations from the
Yeah,
others.
of course. Okay, now it's from Salsabila Dima. Okay. Internet is a free space, a place of freedom where we human can store whatever we want, no matter it's bad or good. Internet can store and broadcast it. What do you think about this freedom? Is this freedom what makes internet good? Because no one or any government or institution can block or even prevent this. I think governments still can block some contents.
Still
Yeah.
block some
Okay.
social media,
But
in mass media.
okay, what do you think about the freedom of the internet? Is this what makes internet good?
I believe that there is no freedom in internet, and I believe there is a corruption as well in the internet.
Oh.
Thank you for the question. And I wouldn't like to open the scopes about the corruption of the internet,
Okay.
but anyway, I think there is no freedom and there are limitations.
Yeah, okay, okay. So perhaps she doesn't know that internet is also a place where limitation.
This is a subjective opinion as well, and I really appreciate it.
Okay. Why do you think internet is a place where limitation exists?
It should be. It should be.
It should be limited, yeah?
It should be limited as well.
Okay. Thank you so much for Miss Salsa Bila Dima. And now, I think, is it the last question from Tias? Okay. How to handle our children was ethic with the game, yeah? So whenever he get home, he always play game. He always play game for many times, for long hours, every day.
Yeah, that is an important question as well. So all your questions are very important.
Yeah.
And as a social worker, yes, there are some techniques as well. We make some focus groups. We gather the children and we try to find any kind of the game to interest them. So, but it depends on the parents or the family, yes, family members. If they really have this time, if they really want to put this time on their child. So this is your decision as well. It is, we are not talking about how dangerous, how difficult it is, or how many how can we concern about this issue, because we were talking about this maybe previous time as well, yes. But anyway, I suggest to find an interactive games for children. They are really interested in it. Once I found Rubik's Cube, and I got motivated to solve it. You know, yes, Rubik's Cube. So it took my time, 4 hours every day, and finally I could get to the 0.5. I know I'm not the best one, so 2, 3, 4, 5, but I still can manage it. And sometimes I'm playing this Rubik's Cube at home in here as well, even though I'm not a child anymore. So I found the game that I was really interested in. Many children, they really like to play the balls. Why not? Yes, if you interact, my favorite period of time was when I was playing with my parents, when my father was playing with me. I was the happiest person, the happiest child in the world, because he was always busy. And you see, instead of playing or getting used to the computer or the device, other device, digital technology, I was playing with my father, which was motivating me. So this is the suggestion that I would give you. Find an interactive, interesting games for your children. Create maps. Let them write down something. If you have a pet, if you have a cat, you can find a game for her also, and you can involve the child as well, so they can manage the time with them, and limit the usage of the digital technology as well for the children, but the same time compensate it. Yes, just give them another games, another options. They will not miss it. They will not think about the computers and the tablets and others.
Okay, thank you, Sona. I think this is our last question for your session, and it's from Mr. Zakaria Ahmad. I think we know him very well, yeah? How do we have to cope the situation where people around me are affected by the COVID-19? Some of them are positively infected by the virus. Sometimes I am stressed by the situation.
You can try the game as I mentioned
Practice it.
before. Yeah, practice it. There are many games. When you are in a panic, you can just do like doing so you need to enhance. If you are breathing, you need to do something like this with 2 hands, like, and then several times, 1 minute, maybe 4 times. It will help you to calm you down, to relax. And if you have any kind of, we are talking about the emotional intelligence as well, yes? So you can write down exactly what is concerned for you, what you are concerned about, one by one, every day. Like, I met this person, I think he has a positive, yeah, he's positive one. So he's a carrier. Write down what you feel right exact that period of time when you see that person. And then the other, every day write down and think about that. Ask the question, why? Why should I feel like this? Maybe he's far from me. Maybe I have the mask already. Maybe I have already passed the test and it was negative. But you need to answer all those questions. Write down exactly when you meet, or when you see, or when you feel, why do you feel it? And then every day try the same game, not a game, the exercise. Try the same exercise every day during a month. It will change your mindset as well. It will change your feeling as well. And use these 2 techniques. Stretch yourself, tighten yourself, and then do this. And then doing like this, so it will help you. I hope so.
Okay, thank you so much. That's
Thank
all,
you.
Mr. Zakaria. We hope it can help you well. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Sona. I
You
think
too.
we have a limited time. Perhaps you can provide your last remark, your conclusion for this session.
Now I could feel all the participants.
Yeah. They wake up.
Yes. Maybe all those statistics will help you as well. And I noticed that someone wrote the same as in their country. Yes, I understand. And it should be in this way, and even maybe different way. For example, in Armenia, we use Facebook. In Indonesia, you mostly use the Instagram. So this is the differences. It was stress for me also, because as you noticed when I was explaining about Facebook, how we gathered, how we did this revolution, and we were too much into Facebook. And when I came, I felt myself isolated. And then step by step, I adapted with the lifestyle of Indonesia, almost second in here. Yes? So this is the whole thing that I would like to tell you. Thank you for your participation, and thank you for your attention, kind attention. And I hope this will change something, or will give you new knowledge as well. Just small knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Sona Minashan. I think that concludes our first session of this morning discussion. And now we will have a break for about 10 minutes. And then we will go to the next session with Dr. Siti Suminarti Fasika. And I think some of the questions from the first session can be discussed again on the next session with Dr. Siti Suminati Fasika as an expert in emotion psychology. Thank you so much, everyone. I think that's all for now. Let's have a break.
University of Muhammadiyah Malang UMM is a private university sitting on a plateau of East Java in the city called Malang. The city is well known as a city of education, tourism and industry. Founded in 1964, UMM has now settled 3 campuses, namely Campus 1, Campus 2 and Campus 3. Devoted to environmental sustainability, UMM brings about a green and clean concept of campus. The concept is a vivid attempt to establish a vigorous, pure, and convenient atmosphere to boost creativity and productivity. UMM is also committed to open more green spaces by growing a variety of trees and flowers in every corner of the campus. UMM has achieved an outstanding acknowledgement from many associations, one of which is from National Board for Higher Education Accreditation for institutional accreditation with band A. In addition, UMM was awarded the Most Excellent Campus for the category of University in 2008-2016 by Cooperative 7 of East Java. UMM received international acceptance as it attained Asian Energy Award in 2009 and 2-star predicate from QS Stars World University Rankings in 2010-2011. UMM has also been an associate member of ONQA that is centered in Bangkok. The UMM Laboratory has successfully achieved the accreditation of ISO 9001 and ISO 17025 in 2008 from the National Accreditation Committee. UMM students come from any part of the nation and other countries. The students are the inspired generations that aim to excel in their programs of undergraduate and postgraduate studies. UMM's 10 faculties over 56 study programs. Each faculty is equipped with a comprehensive laboratory that is located in the Central Laboratory of UMM. The Central Laboratory has been qualified to conduct laboratory testing for either external, company, or other universities' uses. The Faculty of Islamic Studies. The Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. The Faculty of Political and Social Sciences. Faculty of Law. The Faculty of Economics and Business. Faculty of Psychology. The Faculty of Agriculture and Animal Sciences. The Faculty of Engineering. The Faculty of Medical Science. The Faculty of Health Science. Directorate of Postgraduate Program. The learning activities of UMM are monitored through a mechanism to guarantee the sustainability of a qualified higher education that is supported by representative facilities, such as library, mosque, student center, student dormitory, reading corner, information technology, meeting hall, theater, canteen, campus lake, and sport amenities. To add, UMM has also set up several business units, namely UMM Inn, UMM Dome, UMM Bookstore, UMM Hospital, UMM Gas Station, UMM Garage, Micro Hydro Power Plant, Sang Surya UMM Apartment, UMM Farm Center, and Sengkaling Tourism Spot. The facilities are the income center used to uphold the university operational expense in order to minimize the dependency from student admission fee. The business units might be possible to be an applied laboratory for students and can also help to create entrepreneurship. With a great enthusiasm to become a leading university with international credit, UMM has actively encouraged all campus elements to allow international partnerships. There have been notable MOUs made with international stakeholders in study program, faculty, and university level. UMM has as well regularly organized international conferences and seminars in collaboration with some abroad universities. Among others are consortium of 22 universities in Australia, an Australian Consortium for In-Country Indonesian Studies, consortium of 33 universities in Asia and Europe in Erasmus Mundus and Erasmus Plus European Commission, Peace Corps, BGP Dutch Engineer, Al-Haramain Academy of Saudi Arabia, Korean Energy Economic Institute, Chemco Korea, Temasek International Foundation, Confucius Institute of China, Sakura Foundation, and any other representatives of neighbor countries. UMM is challenged to synergize the human resources that are high in diversity by student coaching program. The programs are designed to upgrade the students' potential, skill, and characteristics. In early college period, students must participate in a program of shaping the characteristics and leadership. Devoted to nation, UMM has started to introduce a pattern of campus self-contained energy for the last 10 years by setting up a micro hydro power plant. The pattern was then implemented more widely to construct micro hydro power plant of Sumber Maron and Karangsuko Village, Malang Regency, in cooperation between the Faculty of Engineering of UMM and Sumber Maron Foundation in 2009. Today, with sufficient support of electricity, there are more than 4,000 water pipe connections installed in the neighborhood. In 2016, UMM has transformed a slum village into a tourism village named Jodipan, a village of colors. The program was performed by the students of Communication Science Study Program in cooperation with Indana Print. This change has manifested a positive impact in a way that the villagers can now maintain their area cleanliness as well can improve their economic condition due to the increasing number of people's visits. At present, Jodipan is a new icon of Malang City. Since 2006, UMM has actively been involved in the revitalization of protected forests and national conservation of Bromo Tengger Semeru in partnership with PT Toyota Boshoku through JIFPRO, Japan International Forestry Promotion and Cooperation Center. The revitalized area, with the participation of students, lecturers, and local community, has now been 165 hectares wide. UMM always performs dedication for the nation, carries out energy with devotion for the sake of the progress and prosperity of Indonesia. UMM, from Muhammadiyah for the nation.
Everyone for waiting for this session. Okay, I would like to start for our second session with Dr. Siti Suminati Fasiha. She will bring the topic of emotional management strategy during pandemic. I would like to introduce Dr. Siti first. So Dr. Siti currently is our Vice Dean in the Faculty of Psychology of University of Muhammadiyah Malang. She completed her bachelor degree in University of Muhammadiyah Surakarta, and then she completed her master degree from Gajah Mada University. From what specialization? Developmental psychology. And then finally, she completed her doctoral degree from Pajajaran University, Bandung. Okay. Okay, now we will start our session with Dr. Siti Suminati Fasika. She will present the topic in Bahasa, and I will translate, articulate it in English language. Thank you. Please, Dr. Siti Suminati Fasika, the time is yours. Silakan, waktu dan tempat saya persilahkan.
Mungkin disampaikan dulu untuk memberikan bahasa ini.
Okay. Okay, first, before we begin, Dr. Siti wants everyone to write down what do you feel right now. Do you still feel the burden of pandemic, or do you feel more relaxed? Do you still feel uneasy because of the pandemic, or you start to feel it's okay, nothing's happened or nothing's bad happened to you? Okay, please write it down on the comment section, on the chat box. We will give you about how many minutes, Dr. Siti? Okay, so you can just write it down and we will start our meeting now. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
May peace be upon you.
Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih kepada panitia yang sudah memberikan kesempatan saya.
Thank you for all the event organizers.
Memberikan berbagi pengetahuan pada sesi workshop ini, yaitu tentang emotional regulation.
Okay.
Okay. Ketika mendapatkan kesempatan untuk ini,
when I first got the opportunity to present this topic,
saya kemudian merenung apa yang perlu saya sajikan di
I
sini.
then contemplate to think about what should I present in
Kemudian
this
saya mencari
discussion.
jurnal-jurnal.
And then I look on some publications.
Kemudian saya menemukan jurnal-jurnal yang terkait dengan pandemi COVID.
And then I found some articles, journals which discuss about the pandemics.
Saya temukan bahwa di beberapa jurnal itu menjelaskan bahwa permasalahan-permasalahan dampak dari COVID bisa berupa aspek fisikal, finansial, maupun psikologis.
And I found that in those journals, the impact of pandemics to ourselves can be in form of three forms. First, physical, financial, and also the most important one is psychological or emotional. Okay.
Okay. Memang belum banyak penelitian yang ada, tetapi terutama juga Indonesia juga masih belum banyak yang ada, dan yang saya temukan ada penelitian di Amerika menjelaskan bahwa memang perubahan-perubahan dampak itu terlihat sekali dengan ditunjukkan presentasi yang meningkat di dalam berbagai permasalahan di sini.
Okay, so I refer to the research from America, and it shows that the rate of distress is rising, as you can look from the diagrams.
Dan permasalahan ini merupakan satu permasalahan global. Jadi bukan kita saja sendiri. Karena itu secara global masyarakat luas, maka kita harus tahu unit terkecil dari masyarakat adalah keluarga.
Okay. So the problem is a global level. It's not just an individual level. You also experience this, as like another people, and we also has to know that the smallest unit of the society is family.
Karena itu keluarga juga penting menjadi perhatian kita ketika kita sedang mempelajari mengenai emosional management strategi.
Because of that, family is also important if we are learning about how to strategically manage our emotion.
Okay, next. Permasalahan-permasalahan atau reaksi-reaksi yang dialami oleh kebanyakan masyarakat merupakan normal reaction to abnormal situation.
The reaction from most people to this situation is mostly a normal reaction to the abnormal situation.
Jadi kita tidak perlu terlalu panik, tetapi juga tidak boleh diam saja, karena bagaimanapun juga kita harus menuju pada well-being.
We don't have to be panic, but we also cannot be silenced upon this situation.
Next.
Next.
Yeah. Untuk mendapatkan atau untuk mencapai well-being itu, maka emosional management strategik yang kita pelajari di sini adalah emotion regulation.
To achieve a good state of well-being, we have to learn about emotion regulation, and this is what we are going to learn for today.
Kita akan mengetahui bagaimana pentingnya, manfaatnya, dan strateginya.
We will learn about the importance, the benefits, and the strategies.
Okay, next. Gambar ini menjelaskan bahwa betapa emotional regulation merupakan pusat dari berbagai ranah kehidupan seseorang secara psikologis. Itu terlihat dengan berbagai aspek bahwa kemampuan di dalam meregulasi emosi itu dipengaruhi dan mempengaruhi bagaimana kognitifnya, bagaimana perkembangannya, sosial, personality, clinical, health, maupun biologisnya.
This picture shows you that emotion regulation is a very central aspect of our life, because emotion regulation reciprocally influence our other aspects of life. For instance, emotion regulation influence social, developmental, and cognitive, and also in the same way, social, developmental, and cognitive influence our emotion regulations.
Okay, next. Nah, adapun benefits dari emotional regulation, bila regulasi emosi itu dilakukan dengan efektif, maka akan kita dapat peroleh berbagai manfaat, yaitu mereduksi emosi-emosi negatif dan meningkatkan well-being, meningkatkan adaptasi kita dalam kerja, dan juga merupakan satu fasilitas atau media di dalam work family balance.
So if we able to effectively regulate our emotion, we can reduce our bad emotions, our negative emotion, as well to improve our well-being. And then it also enhances our career adaptability and also ensure that we have a work-family balance.
Okay, next. Nah, di sini kita akan pelajari mengenai strategi regulasi emosi. Ada dua strategi, yaitu antecedent focus regulation strategies dan respond focus strategies. Nah, dua hal ini kalau kemudian kita cermati betul, kita lakukan, kita implementasikan dalam kehidupan kita sehari-hari, maka kita akan mendapatkan benefit dari apa yang sudah disampaikan tadi.
Okay, so we will learn the strategies of emotion regulation. If we can apply these two strategies, we can achieve a good well-being. There are two main strategies, which is the antecedent focus regulation strategies and also response focus strategies.
Okay. Nah, di sini mudah-mudahan sangat jelas bahwa antecedent focus regulation strategy, ya, tokohnya adalah Gross, yang awal mulanya regulasi strategi ini baru berkembang 2007, jadi masih awal. Dulu pada saat saya belajar beremosi, kita kebanyakan belajar emosi itu lebih menggunakan pendekatan dari Freud mengenai defense mechanism.
So antecedent focus regulation strategies is the term coined by Gross in 2007. So it's quite recent actually, And before we learn about emotion regulation, we have Freud defense mechanism theory, and then
attachment behavior, Bowlby,
attachment theory of Bowlby,
coping behavior by Lazarus.
Coping behavior by Lazarus.
Terus berkembang pesat, kemudian sejak 2001 mulai muncul istilah self-regulation.
And it grows significantly until 2001. There was a term self-regulation.
Kemudian mulai muncul istilah-istilah itu, lalu baru 2007 Gross menciptakan menemukan satu cara bagaimana kita menetralisir situasi yang situasi stres atau konflik-konflik.
Okay. Afterwards, in the 2007, Gross find ways to neutralize the situation where we feel bad emotions.
Dan itu terus berkembang sampai terakhir tahun 2014, jurnal yang terakhir, beliau sudah mengembangkan konsep-konsepnya. Dan itu yang akan kita pelajari.
And it continuously develop until 2014, where Gross developed the strategies more effectively, and that's what we will learn today.
Oke, kita langsung saja ke antecedent focus regulation strategies.
We go straight to the antecedent focus regulation strategies.
Ya, jadi strategi yang dilakukan adalah melihat bagaimana menseleksi situasi. Jadi antecedent berarti situasi masalah terjadi itu awalnya bagaimana?
Okay, so in this strategy we look and identify the problems. We look on how can it come at first. What makes this happen?
Identification, selection or modification. Terus kemudian setelah kita menseleksi, memodifikasi, maka perhatian kita lebih terfokus. Ya, setelah kita tahu kan menyebar perhatian kita, deployment, kemudian terfokus pada apa sih yang harus dilakukan.
So after we can identify and then select and modify the situation, we can then be aware of the situation. Okay.
Dari tahapan ini kemudian kita bisa tahu, oh ada yang perlu saya lakukan regulasi.
Okay. From this stage, then we know what things that we have to regulate.
Atau tidak ada.
Is it
perlu?
Okay. Or is it necessary? I think it's not necessary.
Yes. Okay. Berikutnya setelah itu menemukan bahwa inilah yang harus saya lakukan. Lalu kemudian ke tahap berikutnya yaitu cognitive change. Di situ kita mencari satu strategi apa yang harus dilakukan.
Okay, and then we will arrive to the cognitive change. In this, we know what should we do next.
Yes. Biasanya berupa keputusan-keputusan. Sebelumnya adalah keputusan-keputusan melakukan strategi regulasi atau tidak, perlu atau tidak.
It can be the decisions to do the emotional regulation strategies.
Berikutnya mengambil keputusan-keputusan strategi yang akan digunakan.
It also can be the decision of what is the specific strategy that will be executed.
Nah, ini semua adalah merupakan antecedent focus regulation strategies.
And those all are part of the antecedent focus regulation strategies.
Tahap pertama dari emotional regulation.
The first stage of the emotional regulation.
Next.
Next.
Kemudian tahap kedua adalah respon fokus strategis.
The second stage is respond focus strategies.
Kalau tadi kita mencari apa, bagaimana, mengapa, dan sebagainya, lalu mengambil keputusan, ini yang akan saya lakukan.
If in the previous stage we look for what, why, how, and what things that we should do.
5W 1H ya.
Yeah, 5W and 1H.
1H. Kita apa? Berarti ini menunjukkan bahwa emotional regulation itu ada strategi yang menggunakan pertimbangan-pertimbangan. Kemudian mengambil keputusan. Artinya seseorang akan melakukan sesuatu setelah dipikirkan.
It shows that emotion regulations is a decisions that based on considerations. So we have to think first and then execute next.
Okay. Nah, di dalam memberikan respon strategi ini ada 3 action. Ya. Yang pertama adalah mengekspresikan emosinya, mengekspresikan dalam bentuk behavior. Ada ekspresi. Itu aku suka.
Okay, there are 3 forms of response. First, to express it in the behavior.
Jadi respon fokus strategis berupa behavior. Yang kedua berupa regulasi fisiologis. Nah, di gambar ini terlihat seseorang seperti menekan sesuatu, menahan, mengatur agar kondisi di dalam internal dirinya, ya, ketegangannya diatur, ya, kemudian membuat dia menenangkan diri, tenang. Gitu. Ya.
And then the second response is the regulation of physiological. In like if you look on the picture, there is a picture of a man who hold himself. He tried to hold himself while internally regulate his emotion. He tried to calm himself. Yeah, he tried to calm himself.
Nah, selain itu regulasi respon fokus strategis juga meregulasi pengalaman. Nah, ketika dia mencoba menenangkan itu, dia mungkin juga sambil merenung, mengingat kembali pengalamannya, mungkin pengalaman yang tidak menyenangkan, sehingga, kenapa dia meninggalkan saya? Kita sudah berteman lama, tapi kenapa dia tiba-tiba tinggalkan saya? Jadi merenung, merenung, kemudian melamun, dan itu situasi yang saling beruntun.
So then respond focus strategies include the regulation of experience. It's when people try to evaluate their experience. Why did he leave me? Why did he do this to me?
Terus, kesedihan akan semakin mendalam.
The sadness goes deeper.
Dan ini tidak baik.
And this is not good.
Karena rumination ini, kalau terlalu mendalam, akan membuat seseorang kemudian jatuh kepada kecenderungan depresi.
Because if you sad too much, you will go to a depressive state.
Ya, okay. Karena itu kemudian seseorang dilanjutkan dengan conscious suppression.
And then people have to move on to the next stage, which is conscious suppression of emotional thoughts.
Okay. Oh ya, tidak boleh, sudahlah. Saya tidak boleh memikirkan kembali. Sudah cukup.
Yeah, I should not think about this again. It's enough. It's really enough.
And so, kemudian masih menenangkan kembali.
And so try to calm ourselves.
Lalu dia berpikir, kalau begitu saya bisa sharing dengan teman saya.
And then he or she think,
tentang
perhaps
emosi saya.
I can share about this to my friends about my emotions.
Menyampaikan yang dirasakan, mengkonfirmasi mengenai kondisi. Ini suatu yang benar, ini suatu yang realistis, ini suatu yang minta input lah sama temannya, minta dukungan,
I can
With
tell them
input.
what I feel,
Mhm.
and I can try to get validation from themselves.
Mhm.
I want to know whether what I did is
Mhm.
right, is
Mhm.
wrong,
Mhm.
or good or bad.
Mhm. Jadi sebenarnya kalau kita mau menerapkan betul emotional regulation strategis, ini mengajarkan kita kepada perilaku bijaksana.
So actually, if we want to incorporate the emotion regulation strategies, the two stages, whether the antecedent and response focus strategies, they actually taught us to be a wise person.
Nah, apalagi kalau yang hadir di sini sama seperti saya sudah dewasa artinya ya.
Yeah, even more important, if those who participate in this webinar workshop is also an adult person like me.
Yes. Tadi sudah saya singgung tentang keluarga sedikit, maka sebenarnya kalau posisi kita ada sebagai orang tua, maka disitulah kita sebenarnya sedang mengajarkan kepada anak-anak kita apa itu emosi, bagaimana itu regulasi emosi.
I've mentioned a little bit in the first before we begin about family, and that's it. If we are parents, actually when we try to regulate our emotions, that is one way for us to teach to do a parenting to our kids.
Sehingga di sini di dalam melakukan strategi ini kita harus jujur pada diri kita sendiri dan boleh bebas menyampaikan. Jadi kalau kita orang tua sudah semaksimal mungkin menutupi kesedihannya, tapi kemudian anak kita tahu kayaknya mama lagi sedih. Nah, itu tidak perlu disembunyikan. Ya, mama sedih.
So then we have to be honest. We have to be openly to express ourselves. Yeah, even though we are trying to hold ourselves to hide our sadness, our kids can still identify, can still notice that we are in a sad situation. Yeah, and then they will ask, "Oh, mother, you look so sad."
Nah, saat itu juga kita akan menunjukkan pada anak-anak kita regulasi kita bahwa saya mengekspresikan kesedihan, tapi kemudian saya sudah berusaha menenang-nenangkan.
At the time, I show to them how I emotionally regulate myself. Yeah, I try to calm myself even though I still feel sad.
Yeah. Nggak apa-apa, nanti pasti akan baik-baik saja.
It's okay, everything's gonna be alright.
Yeah. Dan itu sudah merupakan edukasi kepada anak-anak kita bahwa kita sebagai model untuk melakukan respon regulasi emosi.
That's also one way for us to be a role model in emotion regulation to our child.
Okay. Next. Yang sangat menarik sekali ini dengan tugas ini saya juga terima kasih sekali karena saya menemukan konsep terbaru dari Gross.
I really want to say thank for this opportunity. Because of this opportunity, I can find the latest knowledge.
Karena ada konsep baru tahun 2014 yang kemudian bisa terbaca oleh saya dengan saya harus menyampaikan ini.
Yeah, there is a concept in 2014 that I read and I have to present in this moment.
Awalnya saya hanya tahu panel A. Jadi sudah kita pelajari tadi di depan bahwa tahap 1, tahap 2 adalah situation, attention, appraisal, response.
At first, I just know the first panel, which is a linear direction from situation, and then we put attention, and then we appraise the situation, and then we respond. It's only a straight line.
Yes. Nah, kemudian buku-buku yang jadi dari jurnal ini, saya menemukan bahwa itu bukan suatu yang kemudian lebih jelas lagi bahwa ada panel B, sehingga panel A itu sekarang disebut tradisional.
Yeah.
Nah, kemudian panel B yang ternyata tahapan kita melakukan regulasi emosi itu sebuah circle.
And then after then, I found that the previous panel is now called traditional
Traditional.
Emotion regulation response, and now actually we have a circular ways of emotionally regulate ourselves, which is in a circular ways.
Dan menariknya, kemudian panel B itu kemudian dikembangkan menjadi panel C yang benar-benar kita menjadi menyadari betul bahwa regulasi emosi tidak hanya satu circle.
And then the interestingly, the panel B is then modified to be a panel C. In this, we will realize that circular, in that our emotion regulation response is not just one circle, but also a chain, rangkaian, rantai of circles.
Circles, istilahnya adalah apa namanya di sini istilahnya?
Cycle, panel C.
Circle 1, circle 2, circle 3, spiral ya, spiral. Nah, terus di dalam ini kan ada satu circle itu kita melakukan proses regulasi emosi satu. Nah, bisa jadi proses regulasi emosi circle 1 itu berbeda dengan circle 2, beda dengan circle 3. Sehingga regulasi emosi yang dilakukan circle 1 itu dengan berbeda-bedanya regulasi emosi yang dilakukan pada circle 1, 2, 3 akan memberi konsekuensi yang berbeda.
Okay. So then we know that our ways to emotionally regulate ourselves is in the form of a spiral. In which the first cycle of emotion regulation can be different than the second cycle and the third cycle.
Dan konsekuensinya berbeda.
And in which the situation and the responses will be different.
Ya. Karena mungkin saja ketika kita menghadapi situasi satu itu belum sesuai dengan tujuan kita, sesuai dengan harapan kita. Ada situasi, kemudian atensi kita akan mengidentifikasi mana sih yang harus mendapat perhatian.
Because maybe on the first situation, we find that the situation is not like our expectation.
Kemudian kita melakukan appraisal, sehingga kita akan mendapatkan valuation.
And then we do an appraisal, and so we will get an evaluation.
Dan mengambil keputusan, lalu kita memberikan respon.
And then we will make decisions, and then we will do a response.
Nah, bisa jadi respon yang karena situasional, emosional, operasional kita, kognitif kita masih belum bagus, belum bisa, karena ketenangan kita mungkin saat itu tidak setenang ketika circle 2 dan circle 3, sehingga respon-respon emosi bisa jadi memang belum sesuai dengan harapan kita. Dan kemudian mereka melakukan lagi.
Because of different situation and different cognitive states of cognition, perhaps we will have different ways to respond it in the second and the third cycle, because maybe in the first cycle we are having we are not in a good state of cognition, but in the later cycle we are having a good state of cognition.
Oke. Lanjut. Nah, ini lebih jelas lagi di sini bahwa suatu situasi itu akan diseleksi, ya, akan dimodifikasi. Kemudian dari situ kita fokus pada satu hal tertentu, sehingga hanya setelah mengetahui mana yang difokuskan akan melakukan penilaian, dan situ adalah proses kognitif.
Okay, as we look in this picture, we can have a situation, and then we put attention to this, and then we appraise, evaluate this, and then we select a response to it, and then provide a response to the situation.
Jadi ini proses model regulasi emosi. Oke, lanjut. Berikut ini menjelaskan bahwa valuation ya akan dilakukan oleh seseorang terus-menerus.
In this picture, we can see that the reflection, appraisal, or evaluation is done again and again by a person.
Ya, kita tahu bahwa di sini W atau W.
We know in this picture that W
itu adalah what yang
is
menjelaskan situasi.
W is what is something that explains the situation.
Nah, situasi. Situasi itu bisa saja suatu dunia di luar kita.
Situation can be word which is external of us.
Bisa mungkin dunia yang sempit, tapi seperti pandemi adalah dunia yang luas.
It can be
Semua
a very
di dunia, orang semua di dunia akan merasakan dampak pandemi.
it can be a small words like our environment, and it can be a global words like pandemics which happen to everyone.
Kemudian dia akan mempersepsikan,
and then he or she will perceive of these things, these situations.
Bagaimana persepsinya itu tergantung dari kondisi kita.
How he or she perceive is based on his situation, his perceptions.
Kemudian dari persepsi akan muncul valuation.
And then from perception will arise the valuation.
And berikutnya akan muncul kemudian action.
And then there will come action.
Nah ini perkembangan baru dari growth.
And this is the latest advancements from growth.
Terus menerus akan melakukan seperti itu.
It's continuously do these things over and over again.
Lanjut. Nah, diperjelas lagi dengan gambar ini.
It is elaborated again using this picture.
Ketika kita sudah mempersepsikan valuation, action.
When we perceive something, evaluate things and actions.
Maka kita akan seseorang yang melakukan regulasi emosi, ketika dia actionnya belum sesuai tujuan, maka dia akan terus kembali lagi ke situasi bagaimana pengaruh emosi terhadap perubahan-perubahan di situasinya, di responnya, di kognitifnya.
Those who is doing the emotion regulation will evaluate his action still not affect the situation. He will think again about his action.
Ini menjelaskan bahwa ketika kita menyelesaikan satu konflik dengan strategi regulasi emosi itu, kita tidak kemudian sekali sudah, tapi kita berupaya terus. Nah, di sini ada satu karakter yang menarik untuk orang-orang yang memiliki regulasi emosi, yaitu optimis.
So this means that when we try to resolve a problem, it's not only one-time action, but it's multi-time actions. And it also shows that one who try to emotionally regulate himself or herself should be an optimistic person.
Optimistic and love.
And self-love person.
Karena dia akan ketika action lalu dia lihat lagi lingkungannya, situasinya, perubahan-perubahan kognitifnya, persepsinya, dia akan berpikir mana yang baik, apakah ini baik untuk saya, untuk lingkungan saya, baik untuk dia, lingkungan dia, baik untuk antar saya dan dia, baik untuk antar lingkungan dia dan lingkungan saya.
And then when he look on his action, his perception, his situation, he will think whether it's good for him, for his action, for his perception, for his situation, and then
person and saya dan lingkungan saya,
me and the environment,
dia dan lingkungan dia,
he or she with his or her
orang
environment,
yang berkonflik dengan kita,
those who is conflicting with us,
saya dan dia,
me and him or her,
lingkungan saya dan lingkungan dia,
my environment and her or him, his environment.
Jadi pertimbangannya menyeluruh.
So the consideration is holistically.
Nah, disinilah menjelaskan bahwa regulasi emosi memberi dampak well-being.
And this explains why emotion regulations will give impact to our well-being.
energinya luar biasa.
The energy is
Energi
extraordinary.
energi seseorang yang mau melakukan self regulasi luar biasa.
The energy of those who want to do the emotional regulation is so strong.
Terutama untuk konflik-konflik yang sangat mendalam.
Especially for the conflicts that rooted so deep.
Tapi kalau kita terbiasa dengan cara-cara strategi seperti itu,
but if we use to these strategies,
itu kita sudah menjadi terlatih.
We are going to be trained. We are going to be used to this.
Sehingga bagaikan benang yang bundet yang luar biasa itu diurai satu-satu dan kemudian bisa lepas uraian itu. Dan di situ sebenarnya adalah
so it's like a mixed thread, and then we try to make it a straight line,
dan sebenarnya itulah kemampuan elaborasi.
And that's our ability to elaborate.
Elaborasi. Ya, elaboration ini adalah mengurai. Ya, mengurai dan kreatif.
This elaboration process is a creative process.
Iya, mengurai. Jadi elaboration adalah bagian dari kreatif seseorang sehingga dia berkreasi. Gimana caranya? Ada apa ya? Gimana ya? Ya. Nah, untuk orang-orang yang sudah terlatih, dia akan tetap tenang, tidak terlihat dia gitu heboh gitu. Untuk orang yang baru mulai atau anak-anak terlihat sangat panik, sangat gugup.
For those trained in emotional regulation will look like calm person, while those who is not trained in emotion regulation will look like a nervous person.
Mudah-mudahan sampai sini bisa menambah pengetahuan kepada peserta semua ya.
I wish this can provide new knowledge to all of the participants.
Karena ini juga hal baru buat saya lebih memahami.
And even it's a new concept for me to understand.
Okay.
EFT.
Next. Ya. Dari yang kita pelajari,
from what we learn,
ternyata regulasi emosi itu ada 3 hal.
Emotion regulation consists of 3 stages.
Identification, selection, dan implementation.
Selection and implementation.
Nah, identification adalah mengidentifikasi perlu melakukan regulasi atau tidak.
Identification is the stage where we identify whether it's necessary to do an emotion regulation.
Selection adalah mempersiapkan strategi apa yang akan dilakukan.
Selection is where we prepare our action or strategy that should be done.
Dan setelah menemukan strateginya, maka implementation.
After we find the strategy, then we implement the strategy.
Implementation adalah action.
Implementation is action.
Selection is cognitive behavior.
Selection is cognitive behaviors.
Identification is perception.
Identification is perceptions.
Perception. Oke, lanjut.
Next.
Nah, kalau tadi lingkarannya adalah di gambar yang sisi bawah, maka sebenarnya yang kita lakukan ketika proses identifikasi juga mungkin akan berkali-kali prosesnya.
If previously we look on only one spiral process, but actually we can do a spiral process over and over again.
Spiral. Ini mungkin untuk permasalahan-permasalahan yang cukup rumit, kompleks, ya, sehingga di dalam identifikasi aja tidak cukup satu kali.
So this 3 spiral is required for a complex problems, because maybe we need to evaluate, identify the situation not only one time but more than one time.
Nah, sekarang apa yang harus dilakukan kalau kita kemudian menghadapi hal seperti ini? Yaitu adalah kita harus salah satu yang bisa dilakukan adalah relaksasi.
So what should we do when we face these situations? One things that we can do is a relaxation.
Relaxation. Karena relaksasi akan membantu, relaksasi utamanya adalah membantu identifikasi.
Relaxation will help
Uh-huh.
for us to identify.
Nah, kalau nanti kita sudah merasa nyaman dan mampu mengidentifikasi dengan akurat, dengan tepat,
If
maka,
we feel comfort and then we can identify accurately,
maka diharapkan kita bisa mengambil keputusan-keputusan untuk melakukan strategi dan seleksi strategi mana yang tepat.
it is expected that we can better on making the decisions to choose the strategy that we are going to do
Dan bisa mengimplementasikan.
and can implement it.
Jadi kuncinya sebenarnya adalah ada di identifikasi.
So the key is on identification.
Nah, karena regulasi emosi diidentifikasi, kalau kemudian bermasalah tidak sekedar dibantu atau kita melakukan relaksasi, maka akan tertunda, akan kemudian tidak terselesaikan berikutnya.
Okay. If we are not doing the emotion regulation, and then the problem will not be solved, and then it will be postponed.
Nah, hari ini kita akan belajar mengenai relaksasi.
And so we will learn about relaxation.
Okay, next. Next. Sebelumnya direspon. Respon-respon ini juga harus dipelajari.
And so this response should be learned as well.
Ada 4 respon.
There are 4 responses.
Secara basic ya, basicnya ada 4.
There are 4 basic responses.
Ada passive respon atau communication, aggressive respon atau communication, passive respon, passive aggressive, dan ada assertive.
Okay, there are passive communication, aggressive communication, passive aggressive communication, and assertive communication.
Nah, coba kita bisa mengintrospeksi diri kita, yang mana yang biasa kita gunakan.
So we can evaluate ourselves which one of these responses that we frequently use.
Kalau kita lihat satu-satu bahwa pasif adalah
if we look on this one by one, passive is
boleh dibacakan. Pasif adalah
passive communication is a style in which individuals have developed a pattern of avoiding expressing their opinions or feelings, protecting their rights, and identifying and meeting their needs. While aggressive communication is a style in which individuals express their feelings and opinions and advocate for their needs in a way that violates the rights of others. Passive-aggressive communication is a style in which individuals appear passive on the surface, but are really acting out anger in a subtle, indirect, or behind-the-scenes way. Assertive communications is a style in which individuals clearly state their opinions and feelings and firmly advocate for their rights and needs without violating the rights of others.
Kira-kira mana yang akan efektif, strategi regulasi emosi yang efektif? Yang efektif itu respon yang mana kira-kira?
Do you think which of this response will be effective on emotionally regulate, on the process of emotion regulation?
Passive respon?
Is it passive response?
No. Aggressive, no.
Aggressive, no.
Passive-aggressive,
Passive
no.
communication, no.
Assertive.
The one that is effective is assertive communication.
Nah, ini tadi yang saya juga sudah singgung di depan. Kalau kita punya anak-anak, respon-respon orang tua yang biasa dilakukan yang mana?
If we have kids, which of this that is frequently used by the parents?
Nah, dalam keluarga itu yang mana? Nah, sebenarnya dari situ kita sedang ngajarin regulasi emosi atau dysregulasi emosi.
Okay, from those experience, we are actually trying to teach them how to emotionally
Mhm.
regulate themselves.
Jadi hati-hati sekali, jangan sampai ini anak-anak adalah amanah kita, jadi hati-hati betul. Walaupun kadang-kadang situasi-situasi tertentu kita marah.
So be very careful. Although in some situation we can be angry.
Emosi marah boleh saja, tetapi harus yang proporsional, yang relevan.
Angry is okay, but as long as it is proportional and it's relevance.
Dan yang boleh adalah dengan kata-kata, bukan dengan perilaku.
Okay. And it can be done by verbal, but not by behavior or physical.
Dan seperlunya saja.
And
bukan frekuensinya tidak boleh berlebihan, karena akan mengganggu.
And the frequency cannot be too much because it will be disrupting.
Karena itu ada yang disebut kualitas emosi regulasi, kualitas dari regulasi emosi.
Because of that, we have the term the quality of emotion regulation.
Okay, next. Nah, ini boleh dibacakan.
Okay,
Mas?
so we have a tables.
Ketika menghadapi negatif emotion, kadang-kadang kita bisa meningkatkan regulasi kita, tapi kadang-kadang bisa menurunkan.
So when we deal with negative emotions, sometimes we can increase our emotion regulation, and sometimes we can decrease our emotion regulations. And also when we are dealing with positive emotion, we can increase our emotion regulation and we can decrease our emotion regulation.
Oke, jelas ya.
Harus saya bacakan?
Boleh silakan.
Okay, for example, if we are dealing with negative emotions, we can increase our emotion regulation by firing oneself up before a big game, or maybe reframing a friend's little fight with a spouse as serious. And when we deal with negative emotions, we can decrease our emotion regulation by trying to calm oneself down when angry, or helping a tearful child untangle his kite. Or when we deal with positive emotion, we can decrease our emotion regulation by wiping a smile off one's face at a funeral, or helping giggling girls calm down at bedtimes. Or when we're dealing with positive emotion, we can increase our emotion regulation by sharing great news with close friends, or telling someone a joke to cheer them up.
Oke, jadi ada di sini terasa bahwa emosi itu ada intensitasnya.
It can be understood that we have intensity in our emotions.
Jadi intensitas inilah yang dinaikkan atau diturunkan.
This intensity which needs to be increased or decreased
melalui ekspresi kita.
Through our expressions.
Oke. Dan yang harus diketahui bahwa regulasi emosi adalah kemampuan meregulasinya itu dilihat dari kemampuan dia mengekspresikan emosinya.
Okay, and we should know that emotion regulation can be understood by the way of us to express our emotions.
Jadi kalau di dalam pengukuran ekspresi emosi dan regulasi emosi suatu yang digabung.
So if it's in measurement process, the expression of emotions and emotion regulation is two things that usually combined.
Karena ekspresi emosi adalah regulasi emosinya.
Because expression of emotions is the emotion regulation.
Oke, yang bisa saya sampaikan ini kita bisa langsung ke
EFT.
EFT.
Okay, so maybe that's all what I can present to you. Now we are going to go to the EFT demonstration.
Emotion freedom technique.
EFT is emotion freedom technique. Okay,
penyusun ini adalah yang membuat senam otak, dan saya pelajari sudah lama sebenarnya, sejak tahun 2006. Waktu itu ada IP di sini. IP Ikatan Psikologi Perkembangan mengundang teman kita yang waktu itu sangat terpuruk dan dia belajar di Singapura dengan ahlinya, lalu pulang dan berhasil mengatasi keterpurukannya, kemudian dia berbagi kepada teman-teman yang lain.
So I learned this technique from one of my friends who who learned this from Singapore in meetings in Indonesian Developmental Psychology Association.
Ya, dan sudah sering saya bagikan kepada teman-teman. Ya. Cuma kemarin tanggal 27 ada lagi tentang EFT ini. Karena buku-buku saya juga sudah tidak ada, saya coba belajar lagi, ikut lagi, dan memang ya masih ada perbedaan yang saya pelajari dulu. Dan saya merasa bahwa yang akan saya samakan adalah yang saya pelajari dari awal.
Okay. It's been a while since I first time learned about this, and I have participated in an event about this EFT, and I want to present to you in an EFT concept which I learned.
Dan EFT ini adalah tadi tatarannya ada di identifikasi sehingga membantu harmoni tubuh. Jadi nanti ketukan-ketukan atau sentuhan-sentuhan lembut yang kita lakukan itu adalah mengaktifkan hormon-hormon dalam tubuh sehingga menjadi harmoni.
EFT works to harmonize ourselves through gentle massage, gentle touch in our facial spots and maybe other head spots.
Jari-jari.
And then the fingers.
Next. Yeah.
Okay. This is the relaxation or EFT. EFT. Okay.
Jadi mudah sekali dan bisa dilakukan kapan saja. Kalau permasalahan kita begitu berat, ya lakukan sesering mungkin.
Okay, so it's very easy, and if you want to do it, you can do it anytime. When you face difficult situations, you can just do it right away.
Saya ingat Mas Zainul kayaknya tesisnya tentang ini.
Oh, I remember that Mr. Zainul thesis was about this, I believe.
Mungkin minta tolong Mas Zainul untuk memperagakan.
So I would like to ask for help from Mr. Zainul to be our demonstrators in the front of the stage.
Dekat sini atau
no?
Iya, terus kursi.
Berdiri standing di depan kamera ini. Oh, through the camera. Okay, we will wait for Mr. Zainul to set his laptop. Using laptop.
Sebelumnya kita biasanya dengan minum air putih dulu.
Now, before we begin, we can commence this first. We can read. We can drink the water.
Kemudian kita mengukur SUDS kita. Jadi subjective unit distress skill kita itu ada di posisi mana antara 1 sampai 10.
And then we can measure our stress level from 1 to 10.
Sehingga bisa diketahui ada perubahan enggak.
So we can identify whether there is improvements or not. Okay.
Mungkin sebelumnya ada afirmasi dulu. Next. Afirmasi, Sona boleh ikut memperagakan, silahkan.
So, and also before we go to the relaxation, we can have a positive affirmations.
Afirmasi, silahkan dibacakan.
I will read it. Although I feel sad and helpless because of my illness, I accept with sincerity and fully respect myself. I intend and decide to release all negative emotions easily and quickly, now and forever, for the permission and mercy of God Almighty, for the health, goodness, and happiness in my life.
Nah, sudah kemudian dimulai dengan titik-titik pertama menggunakan 2 tangan.
Okay, so please the camera, maybe the share screen must be stopped first. Share screen can be stopped first. and then we do a spotlight to Mr. Zainul's computer. Okay. First, we have 2 fingers, yeah, and we put it in to our eyebrows. Yeah, gently touch this between the eyebrows. 7 to 9 times. A gentle touch, yeah, gentle touch. And then we move to the corner of the eyes. Yeah, 7 to 9 times. And then below the eyes, 7 to 9 times. And then below the nose, 7 to 9 times. Below the mouth, 7 to 9 times. And then we try to make a move like dividing the brain. Yeah, so in the center of your brain. Use 2 hands. Use 2 hands. Yeah, like Mr. Zainul. From the front to the back of the brain. And then we have 2 bones in our chest, upper chest. And then on our body, yeah. And then our thumbs, 7 to 9 times. Yeah, and then index finger. And then the center fingers. And then the smallest fingers. Okay, and then we avoid the fingers between ring. We avoid ring fingers because it's the center of sadness and everything. And then we hold up ourselves. Yeah. And repeat that again from the face until the brain, and then the chest, the body, and then the right hand. 7 to 9 times. Okay, and then we avoid the ring fingers and then hold ourselves up. Repeat that again, the left 3 times and the right 3 times. Okay, so all of them 3 times and 3 times. Thank you, Miss Dr. Siti Suminati Fasiha. I just learned something new. Okay, maybe that's for the the second session.
Itu tadi di bawahnya masih ada. Nah, kemarin-kemarin saya kalau ada lagi nggak fokus, biasanya saya melakukan itu terus enak. Jadi mungkin permasalahan sifatnya dari internal diri kita sendiri.
Maybe the problems come from our internal emotions,
itu
internal
juga bisa
thinkings.
dilakukan untuk meredakan emosi kita, tapi juga bisa permasalahan yang sumbernya dari eksternal.
EFT can be done to resolve our internal problems or maybe to resolve our external problems.
Nah, ini bisa diajarkan juga pada anak-anak.
It can be taught to the child.
Ya, biasanya anak-anak kalau kita ajarkan ini dan misalnya di kelas mau ujian tapi dia nggak siap.
Yeah, usually when the child want to have a examination but they are not ready.
Dia perlu menata harmoni tubuhnya.
They need to harmonize themselves.
Ya, dengan melakukan EFC tadi, EFT.
Okay, by doing the EFT.
Ya, kemudian nanti dia akan menjadi lancar di dalam menyelesaikan tugas-tugas.
And then he will do it very good in the examination.
Dan ini bisa dicoba, silakan dicoba.
It can be tried.
Saya sudah beberapa kali merasa mendapat manfaat dari ini.
Okay, I experience the benefits of this EFT.
Nah, kemudian tadi berkaitan sama anak-anak, Ini ada checklist perkembangan anak-anak,
Nah.
perkembangan emosi anak.
And we have a emotion development checklist for kids.
Checklist ini membantu kita untuk mengetahui apakah bagaimana kondisi emosi anak-anak kita.
This checklist help us to identify the state of the emotion of our child.
Ya, karena kemudian emosi hal yang sangat penting harus segera terselesaikan. Dan emosi bisa dipelajari.
Emotion is a very important thing, and emotion can be
Bisa,
learned.
Untuk anak-anak, untuk membantu perkembangan emosinya menjadi bagus.
To help the growth of their emotions.
Untuk satu item atau satu kasus tertentu hanya butuh waktu 1 bulan.
For one item or one case, maybe it only needs 1 month.
Syaratnya untuk bisa membantu anak, misalnya anak yang tidak bisa berkata ini punyaku, atau ketika digoda dia cuma menangis saja.
If the child cannot say this is mine, or when we try
orang-orang sekitarnya bilang cengeng,
so then people around him say that he
maka
is.
kita bisa ajarkan ke dia 2 kata. Kalau senang, ucapkan terima kasih. Kalau tidak suka, sedih, diganggu, katakan jangan ganggu aku.
If we can teach them, when he feel happy, he can say thank you. When he feels sad or didn't like it, he can say don't bother me.
Dengan cara yang baik.
By good ways, by good means.
Awalnya tertatih-tatih sambil panggil nangis, jangan ganggu aku, gitu ya.
Maybe at first it's difficult.
Tapi kemudian berikutnya sedikit demi sedikit, ya.
But then slowly but sure.
Dengan support semua anggota keluarga.
By the support of all the family members.
Dari satu event ke event berikutnya.
From one event to the next event.
Karena itu untuk mengatasi emosi anak-anak, satu keluarga harus rapat.
That's why to deal with the child's emotions, all the family have to meet.
Agar tahu bahwa mereka harus punya kewajiban mensupport.
So they know that they have the responsibility to support the emotional development of the child.
Membantu persepsinya.
To help his perceptions.
Membantu valuationnya.
To help his valuations.
Membantu actionnya.
To help his action.
Dan tidak terasa nanti 1 bulan dia sudah bagus.
And after 1 month, he or she will have a good development in emotion and regulations.
Okay. Nah, checklist ini boleh dibacakan?
Okay, I will read the checklist. First, allows when a child allows self to be comforted during a stressful time. Second, when the child eats and sleeps or toilets without fuss away from home. 3 is when child handles sudden change or startling situations with control. 4, when the children can express anger in words rather than actions. When child 5 allows aggressive behavior to be redirected. 6, when child does not withdraw from others excessively. 7, when child shows interest or attention in classroom activities. 8, smile seems happy much of the time.
Anak-anak yang memiliki perkembangan seperti ini adalah anak-anak yang memiliki pengetahuan emosi yang baik, kemudian memiliki ekspresi emosi yang baik.
Childs who can do this are childs who have the knowledge of emotion regulation and have a good way to express their emotions.
Pengetahuan emosi, ekspresi, dan kemudian akan belajar dengan lebih mudah regulasi emosi.
And they will learn more easily the way to regulate their emotions.
Dari saya cukup, mudah-mudahan bermanfaat. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I think that's all for my presentation session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Thank you very much for everyone. We can now go to the question and answer session. Yeah, we have 3 questions for Dr. Siti Suminarti Fasika. But first, maybe I want to ask one question, Dr. Siti. So I think it's in the pandemic situation. We know that most of the parents are now having a dilemma because they have to work from home, and when they work from home, they meet with their child, which is doing a school from home, you know. And I found in many of my friends, they have problems because the one who actually teach their students is not the teachers, but the parents, because the assignments, the projects of the child is now the responsibility of the parents. Now, because we know when the students do a school from home, they will need to get, when they need help, they will ask their parents. And we know that not many parents have the ability to teach or like to teach, you know, and then they will have problems with that. They feel, oh my God, teaching is a very difficult things to do, yeah. And then they get many problems because they have work to do as well, although they are in the house, but they also have responsibilities to teach their students, yeah. Even sometimes they have to work on the students' assignment for their child, yeah, something like that. What do you think that a parents can do to manage those kind of situations?
Terima kasih, pertanyaan yang bagus.
Okay, thank you.
Banyak dialami oleh ibu-ibu. Kemarin setelah mendapatkan tugas ini juga, kebetulan bersamaan dengan penelitian saya mencoba dengan baik pun kepada ibu-ibu yang masih muda-muda, yang punya anak kecil-kecil, masih SD, SMP, SD, terutama SD dan TK. Gitu.
Before this session, about yesterday or before, I tried to call
my phone.
Using my phones to all young parents.
Sebenarnya sudah cukup lama saya kepikiran, karena anak-anak saya sudah dewasa, sudah mahasiswa, sehingga saya merasa no problem.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this, but the problem is my kids, all of them are university students, so I don't think it's a problem for me.
Sehingga saya kepikiran, bagaimana ya itu yang punya anak-anak masih SD, TK, playgroup gitu. Dan kalau ada yang playgroup, ada yang TK, ada yang SD, oh luar biasa kan.
Yeah. And then I was thinking, what will happen to those with a kindergarten students level kids, or maybe elementary school childrens? Yeah, what will happen to them? I think it's very difficult for them.
Situasinya pasti emosional sekali.
The situation must be very emotional.
Tapi ini sesuatu yang biasa. Jadi kreditnya situasi yang seperti ini itu tadi dampak COVID adalah normal reaction, to abnormal situation.
But it's actually a normal situation. What should we do is doing a normal action to the abnormal situation.
Jadi kita harusnya kita punya energi. Gitu.
We should have an energy.
Energi, kita bisa.
And believe that we can do it. Optimistic.
Optimistic. Ya. Pertama, yang pengalaman saya bahwa
first in my experience,
dengan 2 tangan, ibu hanya bisa pegang 2 anak.
With 2 hands, a mother can only help 2 children.
Kalau kita punya anak-anak kecil 3-4.
If we have 3 or more kids,
dan sekarang ini pembantu tidak ada,
and we don't have helpers in
maka
the house,
satu-satunya adalah ayah.
And that's where the father has to help.
Jadi harus kerjasama dengan ayah.
So then it should be a teamwork between the mother and the father as a team. They work as a team.
Ya. Kemudian bagaimana cara memanagenya? Kita harus melihat kemampuan kognitif anak.
And then how to handle this? We have to identify or understand the cognitive situation, cognitive level of our child.
Di penjelasan tadi sudah jelas bahwa self regulasi melibatkan kognitif, kemampuan kognitif, perubahan-perubahan kognitif, kemampuan kognitif.
As I presented, that emotion regulations includes the cognitive change.
Dan dari data yang saya peroleh kemarin dengan
And
by phone itu,
And from the data that I obtained
Uh-huh.
from the phone
memang,
calls,
memang sesuai dengan kerepotan mereka, sesuai dengan tahapan perkembangan kognitif anak.
okay, so their problems is equal to the level of
Uh-huh.
developmental growth of the kids.
Nah, walaupun ini belum kesimpulan yang finish ya, tetapi dari sejumlah ibu yang sudah saya wawancari mengarah kepada hal itu, ke asumsi-asumsi saya sebelumnya.
Although it's not a final conclusion, but I think from the data that I obtained, my conclusions goes to that conclusion.
Hipotesis sebelumnya ya. Oke. Nah, kalau anak-anak yang sudah SD,
if child is in elementary level,
tahap perkembangan kognitifnya sudah konkret ya.
Their cognitive capacity is in concrete stage.
Concrete stage. Sehingga karakteristik dari concrete stage adalah anak tahu sebab dan akibat.
Nah, students or child in the concrete stage knows the consequences and the causes of those consequences.
Sehingga ini lebih mudah.
So it's easier
lebih mudah menjelaskan pada anak.
To explain to these kids.
Nah, memang kalau menurut tokohnya usia kemampuan untuk melihat satu proses.
Surely, if we base our assumption
ada
to
proses,
the
ada akibat, ada sebab, ada sebab, ada akibat.
If we know there is a cause, there is a.
Itu usia 7 tahun. Tapi,
it's 7 years old.
Tetapi kita harus tahu bahwa perkembangan kognitif juga dipengaruhi oleh berbagai hal yang lain.
We also have to know that cognitive development is also affected by other factors.
Ada anak-anak yang punya kemampuan melejit dari kecil, dari bayi sudah terlihat akselerasinya.
There are kids who exponentially grow
sehingga
from the birth until until he is adult.
Sehingga bisa jadi belum 7 tahun pun dia sudah bisa melihat satu proses.
So it can be that before 7 years old, he or she already can understand the process.
Sebaliknya untuk anak-anak tertentu, karena perkembangannya bisa jadi dia sudah 7 tahun, sudah 8 tahun mungkin dia tidak bisa melihat proses.
But on contrary, there are some child who although they already in 7 or 8 years old, they cannot understand the process.
Nah, anak-anak yang sudah bisa melihat, bisa mengikuti proses, itu prasyarat untuk masuk sekolah dasar.
The students who can understand the process or consequences is the requirement to go to the elementary school level.
Sehingga anak-anak SD ketika pandemi mulai pada bulan Maret di Indonesia, ibu-ibu mencoba menjelaskan ini pandemi ABC ya, mengapa, harus bagaimana, konsekuensinya apa, mereka tahu.
So it's easier for the parents of the elementary school students to explain to them because they can understand, they can know about the explanation well.
Jadi secara knowledge mereka paham.
Okay, so in knowledge they can understand it. Cognitively they can understand.
Kenapa harus belajar di rumah? Kenapa? Walaupun harus dijelaskannya dengan ini pelan-pelan.
So they can understand the situation, although we have to tell them very slowly.
Berulang-ulang.
Repeatedly.
Berulang-ulang gitu. Nah, kemudian ketika dia sudah paham ini pandemi harus segini, maka ibu memang pertama harus siap tadi, optimis, bisa, harus siap. Lalu apa yang harus dilakukan? Karena dia fungsinya ganda, bekerja, ibu rumah tangga, guru,
Tridharma.
Ya. Nah, itu betul-betul tadi kita harus kerja sama ayah atau orang yang membantu lah.
So we know that as a mother,
yeah.
we have to be optimistic,
Mm-mm.
although we know that we have multiple roles as a father, as a worker, and as a teacher in the house. So then we have to work together with the father.
Dan tadi dari ketahui bahwa regulasi emosi memberikan dampak kemana-mana kan?
As we know that emotion regulation will give influence to other aspects of our life.
Ini satu masalah kompleks.
It's a complex problem.
Jadi dia betul-betul ditantang untuk bisa mampu regulasi secara efektif.
So you as parents are challenged to effectively to do emotion regulations.
Dan ibu-ibu harus ingat bahwa tantangan ini adalah demi well-being dia dan well-being keluarga.
And the mother has to remember that this challenge is for her own well-being and the well-being of her family and her child.
Dan tugas kita adalah mempertahankan keluarga.
And our job is to maintain our
Bukan
family,
mempertahankan, ketahanan keluarga. Menjaga ketahanan keluarga.
to preserve the resilience of our family.
Nah, kemudian karena anak-anak masih belum bisa, ada tipe anak-anak yang ketika belajar harus ada yang mengawasi.
And then we know that there are some children who need to be monitored when they are learning something.
Nah, tapi ada juga yang bisa sudah mandiri.
And we also have children who can independently
Mungkin
learn.
itu akan lebih mudah ya.
Maybe that will be easier.
Tapi untuk yang harus sama-sama ini, berarti ibu harus menyiapkan banyak hal kan, menyiapkan tempatnya yang nyaman.
But for the students who need to be monitored, the children who need to be monitored, then the mother has to prepare many things like the places should be a comfort place for him or her to learn.
Kemudian ibu harus paham tugas anak apa. Jangan sampai ibu bingung sendiri. Ibu harus paham dan bertanya kepada sekolah atau guru tugasnya apa.
And the mother has to know and understand about the students or child's assignments. Even the mother has to ask to clarify the assignments to the school.
Dan ibu harus tahu planning dari sekolah supaya ibu tidak setiap hari apalagi tapi ibu tahu betul planning sekolah itu apa, 1 bulan ngapain, atau 1 minggu kita per 1 minggu ada tugas, per 1 minggu informasi ada. Jadi bukan setiap hari sesuatu baru, dan itu sangat mengganggu ibu sekali.
Tanpa persiapan gitu.
Dan, hal baru lagi, menyesuaikan lagi, padahal dia bekerja. Dan nah, kalau ibu bekerja masih work from home, itu sebenarnya masih luas, masih fleksibel, karena ibu ada di rumah. Ketika anak belajar, ibu juga bekerja sambil begitu. Tetapi yang agak sulit ketika ibu tidak di rumah, bekerjanya tidak di rumah.
Okay. So then, even more important for the mother to know the lesson plan for the whole semester, so then he or she can arrange the learning plan in the home, because it's very easy for the mother if she work from home. But if she work not from home, it will be a very difficult situation for the mother.
Dan ibu-ibu harus semangat, harus optimis, karena itu sebenarnya tantangan ibu-ibu.
Okay, and mother has to be optimistic because those are the challenges for the mother.
Dan harus pandai-pandai meregulasi emosi,
And
sehingga reaksinya bukan agresif atau pasif kepada anak-anak mereka.
And they have to apply a good emotion regulation strategy.
Bukan pasif agresif,
not passive aggressive
not
communication,
agresif, not pasif ya.
Passive but assertive communications. Thank you.
Kemudian ini kayaknya juga merupakan tanggung jawab kita. Kita ada LPTKA.
And this is also our responsibility. As you know, in our faculty, we have the laboratory of child developmental psychology.
Ya, sepertinya memang harus ada kita bisa memediasi antara orang tua dan sekolah.
I think it is important for us to help and to intervene or to mediate between the parents and the school.
Sehingga ada satu kesulitan orang tua dipahami sekolah, kebutuhan sekolah dipahami orang tua.
So then the parents' difficulties can be understood by the schools, and also the schools' needs also understood by the parents.
Dan inilah sebenarnya saat kita mempraktekkan regulasi emosi.
And this is the time for us to apply or to practice the emotion regulation strategies.
Tapi harus ingat permasalahan tidak hanya itu saja.
But we have to remember that the problem is not just that.
Iya, tidak hanya ngurusi mereka belajar.
It's not just about how to deal with
Ngurusi
the
mereka
learning
buat
process,
makan.
but also how to feed
membersihkan
them,
rumah,
to clean the house,
mempersiapkan bajunya dan sebagainya.
to prepare their clothing.
Karena itu and money. Karena itu dicoba untuk kepada anak-anak situasinya sama seperti ketika mau sekolah. Dia sekolah sebelumnya, jadi tetap bangun pagi, tetap mandi pagi, ya. Tidak harus pakai seragam sih, terserah mereka. Ada anak-anak yang suka biar bisa belajar harus pakai seragam mungkin, tapi nggak selalu harus begitu.
And we still have to be disciplined about the time, although it's in pandemic.
Hampir sama.
Yeah, we should make the routine the same as before. They still have to wake up in the morning, go to the bath, although they don't have to wear the uniform.
Nah, kalau yang ibu-ibu di rumah agak memungkinkan diselesaikan konflik-konflik itu diselesaikan, diatasi itu agak lebih mudah. Tapi kalau ibu yang bekerja, saya masih belum tahu gimana kalau benar-benar dari sekolah dan guru komunitas ya, ada komunitas itu tidak ada satu dialog, tidak ada satu penyelesaian gitu, maka yang terjadi ibulah yang mengerjakan tugas anak-anak.
That's right.
Yeah.
So then I think it's easy for mother who work in or from home. Yeah, but I think it's very difficult for mother who work not in the home, because then it should be there is a compromise between the schools and the family.
Jadi sekarang kembali lagi ke ada 3 kan, identifikasi.
And then we go back to our
satu tadi identifikasi,
selection,
yang kedua selection,
and then
action. Nah, yang harus kita lakukan ada identifikasi.
What we should do is the identification.
Iya. Perlukah saya harus melakukan action tertentu?
Is it necessary for me to do an action?
Jawabannya harus kan?
The answer is yes, of course.
Okay. Dan itu bisa tidak harus semua orang tua kepada sekolah, tapi kan ada komunitas apa namanya?
Asosiasi, perkumpulan, himpunan.
Ada ya kan namanya, bukan komunitas apa namanya yang di sekolah itu?
The networks.
Ada kan perwakilan dari
representatives
orang tua, bisa berkomunikasi buat grup, lalu mengambil satu
policy kebijakan.
Policy masih belum ya, mengidentifikasi kesulitannya, menginformasikan saran-saran yang bisa dipakai.
So then the families, all of the families from the same schools can gather together and then tell the schools about their concerns, their issues.
Ya, kalau tadi itu anaknya cuma 1 ya mungkin masalah. Tapi kalau putra-putrinya itu bisa 2, bisa 3, nah keruwetannya akan lebih besar lagi. Ya, itu tadi. Kita itu bisanya hanya 2 anak gitu. Kalau lebih dari 2, kacau semuanya nggak akan terselesaikan. Jadi betul-betul harus ada kerjasama dengan ayah mungkin kalau mana ada, atau ada orang yang memang bisa membantu.
So of course, if it's easy if the child is only 1, but it's very difficult if we have 2 child or more, and so that is why fathers must help the parenting's role in the house.
Kembali ke tadi level kognitif anak, maka kalau yang SD sudah bisa diajak bicara, sudah bisa diajak berkomunikasi, kakak harus apa, mengikuti ke pandemi seperti ini dan sebagainya bisa. Tapi kalau adik-adik yang playgroup TK itu harus dengan cara-cara yang sangat tidak bisa dengan kata-kata saja, tapi dengan cara-cara mungkin ada film tentang COVID yang banyak sudah di YouTube ada. Nah, lewat itu bisa dengan satu permainan-permainan.
So then we have to tell them by the way of communication that fits their developmental level. If we try to tell an elementary school students, it's easier. We can do it right away. But if it's for the kindergarten or below of those levels, it's more difficult, and we need to maybe incorporate some films, movies,
storytelling bisa
dengan storytellings,
film bisa, gitu ya. Semuanya dan tidak bisa dengan pandemi COVID kan tidak bisa seperti itu. Jadi harus sesuatu yang memang, tapi banyak ada sudah. Kalau memang dibutuhkan bisa di-share nanti cara bagaimana COVID itu. Tapi sekarang ini yang paling penting adalah dampak dari COVID yang sangat dibutuhkan oleh para orang tua. Dan kalau ada hal-hal yang kita jadi gini, regulasi emosi itu bisa mengatasi internal diri kita. Nah, itu yang Bapak Ibu lakukan dulu. Tapi regulasi emosi juga melakukan yang eksternal. Dan itu kita butuh support.
So
support
emotion
sosial.
regulation can help us to deal with our internal mental state problems, but we also have to deal with the external problems, and in those things we need support.
Sehingga supportnya ya orang-orang yang terkait yang dibutuhkan.
And so then we need people's relevance to deal with those problems or situations.
Ya, tapi saya berharap semuanya tetap semangat melihat ini sebagai satu tantangan sehingga terus ada energi positif kita yang terus berkembang dalam diri kita, dan kita semua berdoa semoga semuanya segera selesai.
I hope we all can be optimistic and see all of things that is happening as challenge, and then we can deal with it positively.
Karena waktu sudah habis, misalnya ada yang ingin didiskusikan, bisa menghubungi saya langsung atau lewat LPTKA.
Okay, because the time is up. If you have any questions, you can directly send message to me or send your questions to our laboratory of developmental psychology.
Ya, silakan di-share aja HP saya, Mas Bintang mungkin.
Okay, so yeah, our co-host will send the emails of from Dr. Siti Suminarti Fasika to our comment sections. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Siti Suminarti. We are very sorry because we have a very limited time for this session. Yeah, we hope that it can help you to deal with the pandemic. Yeah, we know for sure that nothing sure. Okay, I repeat it again. We know for sure that there is nothing sure in these pandemic times. Yeah, but we can make sure that ourselves can do things in ourselves, internally, to deal with these problems. Okay, so I think that's all from our session. We are very sorry if any mistakes or any problems might occur when the process was happen. Okay, I think that's all from me. I would like to also announce that we as the Faculty of Psychology has opened an international class for this academic year, and we have a limited seats for this class of international class. Okay, if you want to know more about the class, you can look on our website for more information. Thank you for all. My name is Ahmad. I would like to say thank you again. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
University of Muhammadiyah Malang UMM is a private university sitting on a plateau of East Java in the city called Malang. The city is well known as a city of education, tourism and industry. Founded in 1964, UMM has now settled 3 campuses, namely Campus 1, Campus 2 and Campus 3. Devoted to environmental sustainability, UMM brings about a green and clean concept of campus. The concept is a vivid attempt to establish a vigorous, pure, and convenient atmosphere to boost creativity and productivity. UMM is also committed to open more green spaces by growing a variety of trees and flowers in every corner of the campus. UMM has achieved an outstanding acknowledgement from many associations, one of which is from National Board for Higher Education Accreditation for institutional accreditation with band A. In addition, UMM was awarded the Most Excellent Campus for the category of University in 2008-2016 by Cooperative 7 of East Java. UMM received international acceptance as it attained Asian Energy Award in 2009 and 2-star predicate from QS Stars World University Rankings in 2010-2011. UMM has also been an associate member of OnQA that is centered in Bangkok. The UMM Laboratory has successfully achieved the accreditation of ISO 9001 and ISO 17025 in 2008 from the National Accreditation Committee. UMM students come from any part of the nation and other countries. The students are the inspired generations that aim to excel in their programs of undergraduate and postgraduate studies. UMM's 10 faculties over 56 study programs. Each faculty is equipped with a comprehensive laboratory that is located in the Central Laboratory of UMM. The Central Laboratory has been qualified to conduct laboratory testing for either external, company, or other universities' uses. The Faculty of Islamic Studies. The Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. The Faculty of Political and Social Sciences. Faculty of Law. The Faculty of Economics and Business. Faculty of Psychology. The Faculty of Agriculture and Animal Sciences. The Faculty of Engineering. The Faculty of Medical Science. The Faculty of Health Science. Directorate of Postgraduate Program. The learning activities of UMM are monitored through a mechanism to guarantee the sustainability of a qualified higher education that is supported by representative facilities, such as library, mosque, student center, student dormitory, reading corner, information technology, meeting hall, theater, canteen, campus lake, and sport amenities. To add, UMM has also set up several business units, namely UMM Inn, UMM Dome, UMM Bookstore, UMM Hospital, UMM Gas Station, UMM Garage, Micro Hydropower Plant, Sang Surya UMM Apartment, UMM Farm Center, and Sengkaling Tourism Spot. The facilities are the income center used to uphold the university operational expense in order to minimize the dependency from student admission fee. The business units might be possible to be in a flat laboratory for students and can also help to create entrepreneurship. With a great enthusiasm to become a leading university with international credit, UMM has actively encouraged all campus elements to allow international partnerships. There have been notable MOUs made with international stakeholders in study program, faculty, and university level. UMM has as well regularly organized international conferences and seminars in collaboration with some abroad universities. Among others are consortium of 22 universities in Australia, an Australian consortium for in-country Indonesian studies, consortium of 33 universities in Asia and Europe in Erasmus Mundus and Erasmus Plus European Commission, Peace Corps, BGP Dutch Engineer, Al-Haramain Academy of Saudi Arabia, Korean Energy Economic Institute, Chemco Korea, Temasek International Foundation, Confucius Institute of China, Sakura Foundation, and any other representatives of neighbor countries. UMM is challenged to synergize the human resources that are high in diversity by student coaching programs. The programs are designed to upgrade the students' potential, skill, and characteristics. In early college period, students must participate in a program of shaping the characteristics and leadership. Devoted to nation, UMM has started to introduce a pattern of campus self-contained energy for the last 10 years by setting up a micro hydropower plant. The pattern was then implemented more widely to construct micro hydropower plant of Sumber Maron and Karangsuko Village, Malang Regency, in cooperation between the Faculty of Engineering of UMM and Sumber Maron Foundation in 2009. Today, with sufficient support of electricity, there are more than 4,000 water pipe connections installed in the neighborhood. In 2016, UMM has transformed a slum village into a tourism village named Jodipan, a village of colors. The program was performed by the students of Communication Science Study Program in cooperation with Indana Print. This change has manifested a positive impact in a way that the villagers can now maintain their area cleanliness as well can improve their economic condition due to the increasing number of people's visits. At present, Jodipan is a new icon of Malang City. Since 2006, UMM has actively been involved in the revitalization of protected forests and national conservation of Bromo Tengger Semeru in partnership with PT Toyota Boshoku through JIFPRO, Japan International Forestry Promotion and Cooperation Center. The revitalized area, with the participation of students, lecturers, and local community, has now been 165 hectares wide. UMM always performs dedication for the nation, carries out energy with devotion for the sake of the progress and prosperity of Indonesia. UMM, from Muhammadiyah for the nation.